Test, test, test. Oh my god. It was muted. It was muted. Sorry. Dang it. I had such a good intro. All right, brief recap. Brief recap. Looks like we're back, everybody. It's now I'm yelling. Oh, is it that loud? Oh wait, what happened here? Let me listen real quick to myself. Oh my god. It was muted. It was muted. I don't know, it doesn't sound that loud. I think that sounds pretty normal. I can turn it down a little bit. Properties. Filters. I don't know, is it really that loud? Advanced audio. Turn it down to an just +2. There we go. Close. Okay, hopefully it's a little bit quieter. Yeah, I was just saying, it was great. I think the stream yesterday was the best yet. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Sam, playing those games with FaB, just goofing around. I ended up going 2-2, even though, you know, we were not playing it perfectly yet. We still had a lot to learn, and I don't think that list was perfect. At the end of the stream yesterday, really valuable stuff when Sam and I went back and just kind of picked over both our FaB lists, and he really has convinced me, I think. He's really convinced me that Kodachi's, while you get to push a lot of value out of the brand with Cinderclaw, while that is like a great way to play FaB, he has completely abandoned it. And he was hot on Kodachi's for a bit. But if he has been okay, like, you know, kind of backtracking and just taking out Kodachi's entirely, then I should also probably give it a go. So we're going to, you know, tinker around with trying to perfect then what FaB without Kodachi's looks like, because that's been the version I've been playing the most. And then also, of course, since this is a me day, play some Levia, because I have a Levia list I absolutely adore right now. So that's kind of it for the plan today. Just some games of a new version of FaB, so it'll hopefully be, you know, entertaining still. And then a very new version of Levia that is just the most fun I've ever played. And some new tech, some new hot tech. Reinforce the line. Interesting card. What's another one? Oh, Blue Writhing Beasthulk. Interesting card. A Deep-Rooted Evil again, but we'll see how it runs. I'm pretty happy with it otherwise. Hi, Mr. Sant. Thanks for posting these videos. Really educational content. And nice that I can see this one live from the EU. Okay, perfect. So this time works for EU. I wasn't sure when I set the stream schedule. I'm like, okay, if we like kind of split it up, like middle of the day, and then, yeah, like a little bit of late night stream, maybe that'll catch some more audiences. These middle of the day streams get more live viewers, but there's more chat engagement on the late night streams because I think people are free. You know, they're not necessarily at work, just listening in the background. So, hey, they both work. They both work. So last little few things before we can get into some games. If y'all take a gander at this FedEx tracking, this is the plight of my suitcase. My suitcase that has all my cameras, all my decks, other than my Levia deck, all my binders, all my playmats. The suitcase that had everything coming back from France is still missing. How is this possible? It's supposedly at a FedEx destination facility in Woodside, New York. Woodside, New York is like 4 hours away from me. How is it not here yet? Like, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Look at the dates on this. 9/2. 9/2. That was 2 weeks ago. And this is already after it being missing for like a week after coming back from France. Like, this just, it's ridiculous. Initially expected 9/8. So like a week ago, I was supposed to get it. I called them yesterday to try to figure this out. And they said, oh yeah, well, you know, we'll just tell them to poke it along, send it down a little bit faster your way. It's like, but why? Like, what's the reason? Why is it sitting here? Like, it can't be lost. Anyway, it's annoying. It's very annoying. I just want all my stuff back. I'm also paranoid that it's in shitty condition. At this point, it's been just like bouncing around FedEx destinations. It's been all over Europe without a proper handler. Man, it's just so frustrating. So I was supposed to do like a in-person jam session again last week with a bunch of friends, actually have the camera set up and do all that we did last time. but I just don't have my stuff still. Don't have my stuff. So anyway, that's annoying. But there's good things on the horizon. As you can see, this little Clash icon should be in the bottom left. Clash is pretty exciting. It's a new endeavor that Team Covenant kind of spurred forth, but I went ahead and took the reins on this and trying to put together an event for it. Basically, there's an idea brewing for a more thematically young hero format where it's not just Blitz, which is all the same power level as CC. You're just playing with young heroes. It's not very thematic, is it? It's just like, yeah, I mean, why is your hero young when you're playing all the good stuff anyway? So this is a kind of intermediate step format where you're playing a young hero and you've got limitations on what you can actually put in your deck. No legendaries, only up to 2 majestics that can be only mentors or equipment slots. A miniature sideboard of 60 cards. There's things we're still ironing out, but the idea being a true young experience of playing the hero. They're not at their full power. They've got cute tools. They've got more deck building that they can bring forth, but they're not at full power because that's what the adult hero should be all about. And deeper than commoner as well. So Team Covenant kind of was talking about, why isn't there a format that kind of exists in that space? And I was like, okay, well, I can make this happen. We can get some people together and see what happens if we pursue this. So I've got a lineup of some really cool people that are going to be jumping in for like a debut tournament that I'll be probably announcing later this week once I make the intro video for it. But hopefully it's interesting. It's just an experiment more than anything, but should be fun. Some really great people are going to be joining me in that, and I'll be casting it, not playing. I'll be casting it with Chris Bewley from LSS, which is also just, it's cool experience. Okay, so that's what the Clash thing is about. And if I knew how to set up like commands, then I could just set it up that way so I don't have to repeat it. But let's jump into a Levia game real quick. Because like I said, this version of the deck I have just absolutely fallen in love with. We'll mark it competitive CC. We'll mark it. And then people will probably be upset when they join the queue and it's Levia. But anyway, this version of the deck has some strange ratios going on, but stuff that I've really put oh god, it's Viscerai. Alright, well this is probably a loss regardless of how cool the deck is. But we'll play it. Hi. It's got mainboard Shadow of Blasmafet, because this build is really all about the baby recursion pieces. Not so much DRE. Deeper to Evil would be more for the really like just the Oldhim matchup, and like you can bring it into Wizard because why not? It's just yellow. But really, this deck is all about fitting in recursion into even an aggressively set up curve. So what that really means is Dread Screamers are trying to always get played next to the Ghostly for a 2-card hand for 10. And we're not even running Red Gravelings anymore. Red Gravelings is a great card, but it's a great card next to Dread Screamer, right? But now we have the Ghostly rate. That's actually a bit better. 2-card hand, potentially, with Ghostly pre-set up, is a 2-card hand for 10. Compared to Red Graveling next to Dread Screamer, which is a 3-card hand for 13. You get 5 damage per card with the Ghostly line. You get 4.3 damage per card with the Red Graveling line. So it's less damage, but it's a better rate of damage. And less cards played from hand means Levia gets more of a room to set up Arsenal, which is a huge part of this deck. So I'm excited to tinker around with that line more. Some other strange ratios are getting played with in the deck, but we'll see how it actually jumps out. That's kind of the main thing. Now into Viscerai, I am running 1 cheeky Gorganian Tome because I want a little bit of an unfair button, and I just hope it works out. These Runeblade matchups are like so rough. Like I really just hope it works out. Also, we don't really roll Gamblers in this deck, so we should be fine to take Null Rune. Here we go. Or roll Scabskins, rather. Have you tried Yellow, Endless, and/or Screamer in this version? I really, really don't like those cards. I've ran Yellow Screamer before, but you run Yellow Screamer because you are running so many Gravelings that you want the Dread Screamer to fit that curve better, right? Oh, great. He has the wonderful opening. Well, here goes our whole hand. This will be fun. Yeah, we won't get to keep any of it. I guess we'd rather pitch the Soul Harvest back in. No, we'd rather just block with it all, so it doesn't super matter. There goes everything. At least he's letting us fill the graveyard. That's the one thing we gain here. We're going to take 3 damage from the Arcane, but we at least get to fill graveyard. So perhaps this works out. Perhaps. Yeah, so Yellow Dread Screamer is... oh, hey, Sam. Yellow Dread Screamer is really good only if you're chasing huge Graveling value, because going for like 3 or 6 Gravelings is really strong off the back of, you know, the like main board triple Art of War, or you know, the extra Dread Screamer counts that you can add in. That card becomes quite good. Like it's live a lot, and it is a good rate. But that's not the point of this deck. We don't really care about pushing Go Again every turn with Dread Screamer. We're trying to push Go Again when we have the really good rate behind it with Ghostly. So we could, I mean, we could be dumb and just go for the big swing, big Dread Screamer push, but I'd rather Arsenal the Dread Screamer and start digging for our good cards. So just going to bottom both of those with Eye. It's Viscerai, so we're on a clock. He does egregious damage. Like, we have to do so much to try to push 5 damage per card, and all he does is play a Revel or a Gloomveil, and he just gets 5 damage per card. Holy Jesus. Okay, he really wants that Quicken. He really wants the Quicken. That's allowed. I mean, he's giving us all this equipment really early. Alright, and he cycled out his arsenal. Yeah, I don't run CNCs, but that'd be the one way to punish this. Okay. Well, we found our one Howl. We're only running the one Howl in this matchup, and finding it now is pretty cool, because it'll probably be pretty live. Yellow Endless Maw, to touch on that one. Yellow Endless Maw is a 2-card hand for 8, right? Which is decent, but the issue with running the non-red Endless Maws is you can get in really awkward positions where it becomes your turn play, where all you're doing is playing out that card. And it's going to clear 3 cards, but leave a miss in your graveyard. And that's all it does, right? It's good rate at the moment, but it clears 3 cards to leave 1 miss. And I really have a problem with rates like that. Oh, what the? Wait, he played a Mavrian anyway, so why would you give me all this for the Quicken? Okay, dude. That was not correct. We can actually play pretty dumb here, and I kind of enjoy this, where we can just go Dread, Dread, Claw. It's gonna clear our graveyard, leave us with Dread, Dread, and then Howl on loop. It's possible. We can go for that. I don't mind having pretty decent pressure into him. And Dread Screamer right now doesn't look like it's going to get a lot of early value because we haven't seen a Shadow Blasophyte or the Ghostly yet. So it's yellow Mavrian, so the hit effect is relevant enough to block. We'll throw in Scabs. Here we go. And just Rosetta. Yeah, so he definitely should not have sacked all that for the Quicken. The Quicken did nothing. Quicken did nothing. I mean, he saved HP, sure. But we'll buy our HP back. We'll find the opportunities. The one unfortunate part is when you go for like a super aggressive graveyard banish this early, you actually can just like make Doomsday live, and that's so nice. Making Doomsday live is so great. But we know we're pitching it now, so we won't really get it this game. And that's pretty sad, because it's a great card. Right now there's the 2 misses, so I'd rather play the blue Dread first, so that if it clears a miss, I can close the chain and then clear another miss. Which is what already has happened. It's what we'll attempt here, because we hit 1 miss here. So now there's only the 1 left, so we can close the chain. increase our odds to hit the miss on this Dread Screamer, which we are happier about. Yeah. It's just 4, buddy. Oh my god. Oh. What does this guy think Levia does? I think he just doesn't know what Levia does. That is something that definitely comes up. A lot of players just don't understand. They've never seen this hero. Their brain just starts crapping out. That is a horribly Holy God almighty, this dude is scared. Look what he pitched here. He pitched red blue Mauvrion to play Unmovable Oasis? God, why? Oh, jeez, it's so bad. Alright, and now we've... Oh, this is fun, though. Now we've drawn into a... Oh, this is really fun. We've drawn into an all-red hand, so now we kind of just fall apart. Oh, Levia, that is so unfortunate, baby girl. Like, that is actually... This is horrible. This is actually horrible now. Well, that went from a really good pressure turn into him just completely being a buffoon into our deck decided we don't get to play this turn. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. Oh, man, that sucks so bad. In terms of what to preserve, if his deck is that clunky because of all the control he's playing, then maybe arsenaling Pummel will actually work at some point because he's going to just have a clunky turn and we'll be able to keep the cards for Pummel. We already have the Pummel curve coming up where we want to keep 2 blues and a 2 cost, where we'd be able to play an attack, or Howl, play the attack, and then Pummel it, which is what we could have done this turn if we drew 2 blues. So I think we will keep the Pummel because it's a 2 of, so it's more of a rarity. More of a rarity to see. Man, it's just the worst draw sequence, though. That is so shitty. And it can't even punish. The deck just decides I can't. The deck just decides I can't. Yep. And this is actually something Sam and I were talking about yesterday, where Levia feels great until the first hiccup, because after that first hiccup, you have to just start praying that you don't hiccup again. That is the problem. You have to just pray that you don't blunder the second time. You can recover. I mean, that was a terrible turn. We dealt 3 and then 4 to ourselves. That was a terrible turn. But we can make it up by having Husk. We just can't draw that kind of hand again. Because our safety net is, like, already gone here. Oh god, that was just the worst draw sequence. Please, game, let me punish this dude. For the love of God, please. And his hand wasn't even good, and yet it's making... His hand wasn't even good, and yet it's making what I did look even worse. Because his turn... Oh my god, just... Like, he kept all these cards for not even a great rate turn on his end. I just couldn't do anything. Fun. That's why you should play FaB. Why no boots? Do you mean Scabskins? As in, like, roll Scabskins? That doesn't do anything for that turn. I had 4 reds. So the only thing that'd be able let me do is Claw. And I'm not running Gamblers. Otherwise, I could have, yeah, rolled and just forced Gamblers and played for it. Want to play into Dromai next game? Sure, I'm down to play into Dromai. Plays a Lead the Charge. What colors do we have in hand? We've got a blue. Ah, but now we're missing the attack. Oh, lovely game. Lovely. Oh, Levia. Alright, well, we're going to try to sink into... Oh, actually, he played a Lead the Charge, not a Mauvrion. So we don't care about blocking with Scabs. Well, obviously, we're going to try to sink into a real attack. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. Give me a real attack, please. Oh, nice. Nice. We got even less of a real attack. We love how this is going. Oh, and he just has a 5 damage card that costs nothing to play. Nice. Oh yeah, dude. Yep, and this is where the matchup just like absolutely disappears. Really fun. It's really fun. Oh, Viscerai. Things you do. Yeah, so this is 13 arcane damage, which means Husk goes away. Oh, I don't even want to play this game. I don't even want to play this game. Uh, 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 but it's on stream. I hate Viscerai. Yeah, as long as we don't hiccup again. What did I say? Well, the best thing we can do here, funny enough, is pitch all this in to not lose Husk. Still take Blood Debt, lose Husk on our next turn at the start of our next turn, but he'll have a play into us that we could hopefully use Husk value on. Because right now we're just losing Husk. Because we'd be wanting to keep 2 cards to return this pitiful card. Alright. We'll pretend. Alright. Here we go. Husk doesn't die, baby. Husk doesn't die. We did it. Viscerai not being the top deck, it doesn't matter. Viscerai is the worst matchup for Levia. Like, Viscerai is the worst matchup for Levia. It doesn't matter if he's the top deck. The way he deals damage is just the absolute worst for Levia to contend with. The absolute worst. Because he's a deck that has his little combos of cards that he needs to pull off his good rate. Like, he does need his non-attack, he needs his attack, he needs his pitch, and whatever. But he also has these 5 damage cards in Gloomveil and Revel, which is a rate that, like, normally is only something Levia can pull off. But Levia is the one who has to contend with a huge downside in Blood Debt. And Viscerai really has no downside other than he might clunk. He might clunk a turn, and then he just takes an off turn, whatever. Problem is, if we clunk a turn, we instant lose. So that's the issue. That's why the matchup just lines up like extremely horribly. Extremely horribly. He matches your rate. You don't have the disruption to really affect his rate, so all you have to pray for is that he doesn't clunk. But if he clunks, it's not as detrimental as you clunking. You're the one who loses, not him. The matchup is horrible. It is nigh unplayable. Nigh unplayable. Yep, well, our hand also still sucks. Nice. Yeah, nice. Yep. Okay. Yep. Cool. We'll pretend. Yep. Cool. Arcane damage. Yep. Alright. We'll give ourselves 2 chances. Draw a real card. Alright. It's a real card, kind of. Yeah, he has very bad turns, but they're not lose the game turns, right? That's the difference. Like, compare his turn of, oh man, all I can do is, pitch into grasp, swing, shrill. Oh no, that's my turn. That doesn't lose him the game. That's still a split damage turn that has good rate behind it. We're the one who loses on a clunk, not him. Nice. Yeah, now we instant lose. And we drew all reds. This is a great debut game. Alright, we might just go back to FaB. I have more blues in this than any build previous. We should be at 21 blues. I normally run 19 or 20. But that's just the deck today. Oh yeah. It doesn't matter what I play. Blood Debt's already off. Get the last shadow out of here. Pretend. We just kill him here. It's fine. Yeah. We got you. I got you, brother. We're good. It's crazy, but you see the spiral? We were actually fine until that all-red hand. We were actually fine until the all-red hand. Because his deck is not even built right. Like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. Unmovables and Oasis into Levia. Like, okay. His deck's not even built right. And we just lost to ourselves because we dealt 4 damage and did nothing. Dealt 4 damage to ourselves and did nothing. And that's the problem. That's the problem. Okay, well, he double pitched red. He's building up rune chants. We can pretend again. We can pretend. Sure. Yeah. Why not? Another blood rush. If there's ever a high roll, it can be this turn. It could be this turn. We just strip his entire hand again and again. All right. Well, I mean, legitimately, it is a playline we have, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny that this game has been so bad, and yet we still have enough pressure to potentially make him strip his full hand. Potentially. I won't say we do, but the potential's there. You know, here comes a 21 damage turn. 21's pretty good. Now, because in reality, he just blocks with 1 card and 1 piece of equipment, and he lives. And we won't have Reckless to kill him, because we saw Reckless in that hand. Unfortunate. I mean, we can pitch into Null Rune, but we can't beat Rosetta if he gets Rosetta off. Okay. I don't know, if I was him, I would just keep Sonata. Just go for the spiraling amounts of arcane damage. Oh, and I only have 1 blue. Alright, so I lose anyway. I can't afford to pitch my only blue. But look at this. This is what's funny. This is what's funny. This game was awful. This game had like 2 of the worst hands back to back. And yet look at this. We got him to 1. That's pretty impressive. Now, to be fair, his deck was very bad. But like Levi, come on. Just like 1 hand, 1 better hand of those 2 god-awful hands. And we actually live. Ah, so unfortunate. So unfortunate. Yep. I mean, there's actually a world with how this deck's built that we could have survived here, where one of these cards is a sink below, and the other is a resource card. And then we just sink. And, you know. Oh no, I guess he'd crack Aether to swing Rosetta. Yeah, so we're dead anyway, actually. I mean, if he does that. Maybe he doesn't. He should. He should understand. There you go, buddy. Crack Aether. Uh-huh. Oh, I didn't even notice he banished Storming's Rattlebones. Yeah, that's also pretty good, isn't it? That's another one of those hands that really stops making sense when you look at Levia versus Vis. Because they get a 2-card hand for 8 when they get to just off of blue and Rattlebones. Banish Swarming. Come in with Swarming, a Rune Chant, Swarming for 3 go again, into Rosetta for a Rune Chant, and 2 Arcane. It's a 2-card hand for 8, which is 1 off of what your normally best 2-card hand is, which is an Endless Maw for 9. And yet he doesn't deal with anything to do with Blood Debt. Like, it just stops making sense. When you compare these 2 decks, nothing makes sense anymore. And I just hate Viscerai. I just can't. I can't deal with Viscerai. Yeah, we can do Dromai. We can do Dromai. I'll make it private. Alright, you better be the first to click this link. There you go. Your Afrex. Oh, yeah, God. Even playing Viscerai in this test group that we're doing, when I play that deck, it's just the comparisons you can start to make between Levia and Viscerai just go a little too deep. They just go a little too deep. You start looking at the Viscerai players like, oh, I whiffed Sonata, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, You whiffed Sonata, but all you did was still get yourself closer to making rune chants on that turn. You still checked a box where you have now played a non-attack action. You can now make rune chants. And then you still get your turn off with probably like above rate damage anyway. The Sonata was just a bonus on top of it all. And they cry, they complain. And it's like, if that's really the worst feeling your deck has, we are not playing the same game. Like we are just really not playing the same game, are we? Can't join through the link. Should be able to. Did something change? Okay, now it says player ID 2. Play FaB, dude. Stop torturing yourself. No, I mean, but look, but then you saw that even that horrible game, I got him to 1. So if I don't just miss 2 turn cycles by having, I mean, I took 10 blood at that game. If I just don't have those 2 turn cycles where I do absolutely nothing, like other than deal damage to myself, I win that game. So you just have to believe a little bit. Because you can protect yourself from most things in this deck. What you can't protect yourself from is the all reds. The all reds is legitimately how you lose in Levia. But you can't help it. Like you have to put the reds in the deck because you need the 6s. You can't just build a deck of full yellows and blues. Yeah. It's just that first all red hand is like the wrench in your plans where you don't get the luxury of blocking the way you want. You don't get the luxury of arsenal the way you want. It's bad. It's real bad. Really, really bad. And if Carrion Husk didn't exist, then I'd just run like deep blue every game. But like Husk is really good. So you have to run Husk. Otherwise, what are you doing? Alright, Dromai matchup. This one's alright. This one's fun. I have it that way when I was planning it. I think so. Maybe I had Deep Rooted Evil in. I don't remember. But we'll do it this way. Crown is better for that than Hope Merchants? I mean, yeah, Crown is better in a lot of ways than Hope Merchants. In the past, before Crown existing, I would run Hope Merchants because it's just the best you had. But Crown provides a huge extra layer of benefit that Hope Merchants doesn't, which is, yes, you can cycle your all red hand. In that situation, he played Oasis and Unmovable, so I didn't have the chance to Crown because I don't know what his deck was doing. But you normally have the chance to see that you're on all reds, be like, okay, well then this is when I can Crown and dig a little bit. It also lets you reset your arsenal, because one of the problems with Levia can also be that One of the problems with Levia can also be that your arsenal ends up being bad because you have draws that you don't expect in your turn with Art of War and Blood Rush, where you can just draw cards and realize, I mean, there's nothing to do with one of these but arsenal, but it's a shitty arsenal. And if that's the case, oh wow, this is a mistake. I just get free damage now. Okay. I just get free damage now. I'll take that. Priority passes back. Cool. Sure, take it. Take it. He takes 5. It's pretty good. That's very good. I'll take that. Arsenal here. Yeah, so then Crown not only gives you those abilities, but it also can play around CNC. And being able to play around 2 CNC is really massive, because Crown protects you from the first one, or Carrion Husk, and vice versa in terms of when they line up. And that is so strong, because CNC was a big piece of disruption you really didn't want to see. And now you have ways around it, which feel really good, like multiple ways around it, which feels amazing. And it's 2 life. And you're a deck that already has a really good fridge, so the 2 life is important. But against Viserai, I would also never have taken Hope anyway. In the old days when I ran it, I would take Skullcap in that matchup because there are hit effects that you care about. Okay, well, this is no Phantasm because of Miragai. Our hand isn't great. All we want to do is be able to return kill Miragai. So we need to just keep Beast and a blue to be able to do that. Which means we can give up these 2 cards. They're not super valuable cards. I'm fine with this. If he then does swing with Miragai, we can pop it, and then I'll just claw the Kyloria. This is actually a fine block as well, because we're not wasting poppers on something that can't be popped. Okay. Alright, he's deciding. Does he swing with Miragai or not? He doesn't. Interesting. So on the opt with I, we're about to clear his Miragai, but give him a full 4 cards. There's going to be a hit effect coming with Kyloria, so I don't think it's the right time for Art of War, and this is at least a popper. We'll do that. We'll kill Miragai. Yeah, Miragai out before second cycle is probably not right in this matchup. Like, this matchup, you have a very strong first cycle into Dromai anyway, because you're going to be playing through, your big threats, like Blood Rush. But when they do try to outlast that and then come back with a pivot of like, dropping Chromai, Miragai, or even just 2 of them in 1 turn, is a lot. Because if I've already played through my Blood Rush, my ability to deal with wide dragons is not very good, because my claws aren't ever active. So it's really just Blood Rush that lets me say, oh, okay, you've got double Miragai, I'll like claw Miragai, go face. Okay, well, it gives him some Ash value, but we don't really want to actually play these right now. So I'll go ahead and pop it, because we want our turn to just be Shadow Deadwood anyway. That's all we're doing. That's all we're doing. And this might bait him into swinging with Kyloria, perhaps, where he thinks, okay, down a popper. Alright, well, we're going to take this damage. We don't care about those. We'd rather him swing with Kyloria. Fine. Because if anything, keeping this in hand increases the odds of Shadow Blasphemous actually hitting. Big deal. Of turn. That is all fine with me. So then we do have the option to roll scabs here, because what our hand can do is at least shadow, pitch here. Even if we, draw and discard a resource card, the red can still go into claws, kill Kyloria, which is pretty relevant. It's pretty relevant. Killing a dragon is worth a scabs roll, so we'll try it. I did roll a 4, so we are very happy with that. This is going to go face. It also hits. That's fantastic. I wasn't even counting on the hit there, honestly. It wasn't a big deal. But now that we know it hits, we can go ahead and pull out a Howl. Howl is pretty important. Just turn our big hands live. Then again, Ghostly is really important in this matchup as well, to just throw at an odd dragon. Because if we just get to chuck a Ghostly at like the random Miragais or stuff that sticking around, it gives our scabs something more valuable to swing, or to be used for. So, because we have more time in the matchup to find Howls anyway, I think we're going to actually pull the Ghostly. We'll get that out. Get the Ghostly. And then the other thing it does is lets us actually keep the Boneyard, because we can just throw the Ghostly now at Kyloria. Fine with that as well. Boneyard's fine. Boneyard's a popper, worst case. Best case, it's a great play after Blood Rush. Also, if we just draw into the Howl next turn, this is a great curve to play it out with. We'll just, use a blue for Howl Boneyard for 9. Fine. And here we go, kill Kyloria. Jotrick, hello. Nick, hello. Jotrick, I saw you for the first time in your interview on Instant Speed. I didn't know what you looked like, but that was interesting. Very handsome man, gotta say. All right, he's pitching Dominia. Well, that's fine. Him swinging it out here obviously doesn't really do much. Our hand right now is another opportunity for us to pull out a Howl. I do like that. It's not a great curve. We'd love one more blue. So we could try to cheek in a Scabs roll to clear something with Claw. Oh yeah, I mean we're not blocking that anyway. That's always hitting here. That's fine. Ashwing. Alright. Well, I can just stop his turn. We don't really need this card. I don't know. It's we could get greedy with it if we Scabs roll for Boneyard Shadow. That's pretty funny. We also don't mind like just playing out the Shadow once again, playing another slower turn. We don't hate that. Or we could keep the full hand to go Dread Screamer Shadow. I think since he's not presenting that much, it's resource inefficient on our end, but we'll go ahead and just play for that. Because it will also turn off Blood Debt on the same turn we probably pull out a Howl. And that's pretty nice, so we don't just like randomly take 1 damage for no reason. Okay, and all he does is make another Ash there. Fine. Alright. We hit miss, hungering. I think there were only... Oh god, there was a 3rd miss in the Blue Dread. I wasn't even thinking about that. I thought there were only the 2 misses. Alright, well that was lucky. Actually very lucky, because we cleared 2 misses entirely. And now we don't have to worry about that for probably the rest of the game. Probably. We'll really hope to hit Howl here. That'd be fantastic. So let's see what the draw discard does. Draw discard, hit another Boneyard Marauder. We love it. Now we pull out the Howl, and we are set for the races. This is great. We are very happy. He is also eating so much damage. This cannot be right in the matchup. I feel like Dromai really needs to try to draw it out. Needs to make their cards just be worth 3 damage block, so that I don't just get to, at this point I haven't seen a Blood Rush yet, but what happens when I just see Blood Rush? They're gonna get to the point where the second Blood Rush kills them. Like that's almost like a guarantee now. You could pitch Blue and Screamer and hope for Ghostly on the banish. Yeah, but there's nothing I could do with the Shadow Blasphemous in that sense, because it doesn't block. So that couldn't be my popper for the turn. Otherwise, that was a line to care about. Okay. This hand doesn't convert to damage very well. It also is a hand without poppers. So what that could mean is perhaps it is worth Crown then, because I really would value a popper. He kept a large hand here, so he's probably got a good dragon coming. So I could get more information on the turn by crowning now and tucking this away. Because what this hand can do, even with just these 4 cards, is Howl, Unworldly, Endless Maw to come in for 14. That's pretty good. 14 damage is allowed. That is allowed. Also, what's fun about where our Blood Debt is now is we only have the 1 real Blood Debt, so off of 1 blue, we could still Howl Ghostly for 1 card hand for 7. It's also pretty good. 1 card hand for 7 is really good. So it just kind of comes down to how much we care about digging for a popper. We just don't really need this card, so I think I'm fine to do this. The one consideration otherwise is if we really don't draw the popper, then perhaps we are under threat of Husk this turn, because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 23. Nah, he'd have to have another 10 in hand. I think that's fine. So we'll block with this, and we'll tuck the Hungering. And we drew a popper. Drew a popper. Yay! We did it! We did it, Reddit! Ah, it's Dromai. Oh, that's a scary one. I mean, we definitely take the pop on Dromai, even though he gets the action point. Like, it's not a huge deal. We want to get that out of here. We would rather get Dromai gone. And this next dragon like can't be a Dominia to really blow us out or anything, because we saw him pitch it. So it could be like a Tumultai, I guess. That's actually true. Because it's Tumultai, we should try to get scab value pretty early. Just get the life, get the block out the way with scab skins. I always forget about that in this matchup, but because they could high roll Tumultai early, we should just do that. Okay, Maragai. That's fine. They don't actually... Alright, so we'll go ahead and get the value here. They don't really have a sticky dragon for Maragai to really matter with right now. Now we take this. Take. Alright, and now we're going to come in for 14 damage, and we still haven't seen a Blood Rush, so we're pretty fine. We are pretty fine. The one thing that is also an option now, which is amazing, is we'll just roll Scabs, because if we hit, Ghostly kills Maragai. Pretty great. So we start with Scabs. Actually, that's not true. We do start with Unworldly in the off chance that we roll a 1 into a 1. We would rather start with the Unworldly just to turn Blood Dead off, because we'd pitch there, and our turn just becomes Ghostly Endless. Oh no, we don't start with the Unworldly, actually. Because that buff would go in Endless Maw, is where we want it, not the Ghostly. And we would rather play Ghostly out first so we can reset the banish, so we'll roll first. See what happens. Alright, he's waiting on an instant, apparently. Ain't the one with priority right now. Ain't me. Let's see the roll. Come on. We're actually at the point where if I roll a 1, like, I'm pretty happy. The gambler's here because, I mean, the game is going to be over pretty quickly. And that's his second Maragai. Oh, I rolled a 5. Jesus. Yeah, we'll take that. That is real good. Yep. So we'll kill Maragai with the Ghostly. That is such massive value. Just this on-demand 4. It's very good. Just 4 damage. Clear your Maragai. 4 damage. Clear the Maragai. So now what we can do is not actually care about throwing out the Unworldly. Our curve is already set up now where we can just howl for the Endless for 10. There's going to be 4 misses, but, you know, we take that. It's fine. It's not the worst if we take Blood Debt, because it'd just be 1. And here we go, going face for 10. And I did hit. In fact, I hit another miss. So there are exactly 3 misses right now in Crown, Howl, Ghostly. That's a pretty good turn. It was still 14 damage, although 4 of it went to his dragon. And we get to keep an Unworldly for Arsenal. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, sorry. Got a message. All right. Take... Oh, that actually wasn't that much. I didn't notice the Oasis. Okay. That actually... We only dealt really 1 damage. We took 2 cards, I guess. And we killed his Ashwing. Alright, this hand's fine. This hand is like literally... This is just a go hand. Aw, dang it. Man. I didn't want to have to pop this turn. But now I do. Now I do have to pop. Now I do have to pop. And it's unfortunately with Dread Screamer. Fortunately with Dread Screamer. I guess what happens if I don't pop, my turn is going to present 14 damage. He's at a point where he could develop 1 more dragon here, but it can't be... Oh, actually, I guess it could be like one of the bigger ones. It could be Vincirikai, in theory. If it's Vincirikai, we just husk it. But I think we're actually fine to not pop this hand because it's aggressively curved and doesn't scale well, blocking down 1. I hate leaving Dromai alive, but it's going to be how it is. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. We also want to look for a spot to husk at this point. Definitely. That's where husking just like the Dunebreaker starts to make sense. Is there aren't many opportunities to just buy that life. So you could just, buy that life on demand with Husk early game. It's not the biggest deal. Okay. Well, now unfortunately, Passing Mirage is pretty annoying. Pretty annoying dude right there. So now we actually have an option. This is kind of funny. We have an option now where we can just go Dread Pitch here. If we hit the Ghostly on the Banish, then we can just Art of War to say Banish and go again. And then we'll banish the Deadwood. The Ghostly would have go again. The Ghostly can kill Dromai. And then with the go again, we will Claw kill the Passing. That's a pretty big blowout. So we'll go for that line first. It's not what happened, though. It's not what happened. We hit the Howl instead. Hit the Howl instead. That's all right. That's all right. We still haven't seen a Blood Rush. Still haven't seen a Blood Rush. So we're hoping, even though this is going to be a sticky dragon board, that we just kind of take it away. One issue, though, is like this combo is so annoying. Dromai Passing. It's actually to the point where instead of swing Deadwood, I should probably roll Scabs here. Because if I hit 2, I can just go Claw Claw. And that takes away a huge amount of his turn. So we will try that. We're going to roll Scabs. I rolled a 6. It's kind of funny. So it's just going to be that kind of game, I guess. We're going to kill Dromai. And then we're going to kill Passing Mirage. And there we go. And we're fine with how that played out. And we'll go wood here. And now we have our Blood Rush turn. Nice. So if he throws something big, we just Husk. And we basically take the game away. Now this isn't big, but it's probably what we just Husk. That's a little sad, but that's just how it's going to be. We lose 3 life value. I'm Ansant. Hello, Master Jono. Hello, hello. Alright, well now we don't care about the life threshold because Husk is already gone. So we can just take all these, just play out our big hand. We could go ahead and block down with 1, but there's enough odd resources available to us in the Unworldly and the Howl that potentially even holding 1 red really tips the damage we can deal. And blocking with Swing Big, still, yeah, I mean, it would have given me 3 life in theory, because it would stop the 3 Ashwings. But I think we're still just fine. It's not the biggest deal. Being at 11 against a Dromai when we're about to have a big turn. Alright, please draw blue. Yes! Our deck works, everyone! Our deck works! We drew the colors! We drew the colors! Alright, well. Not many choices on this one. We get to send everything face. Last turn was a huge deal. Last turn was such a huge deal. It just took so much off the board that we would have had to worry about going into our future turn cycles. That just helped a lot. Because now we don't have to think much. Now we have that easy turn. Where it's just, oh, you're telling me I can swing face? Correct. You're allowed to swing face. Literally 21 damage. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Very nice. And let's send 21 damage face. Right now, we only have 2 misses left, so we can't really end up in a situation where Blood Debt really kills us anymore, because we're obviously not going to let that happen. The other beautiful thing about this kind of position is, if we were really in a spot where we were scared of the graveyard, we have Unworldly. And Unworldly's value is huge in being able to just clean the graveyard. It's going to take 3 cards out to add 1 miss, but if the ratios are in a way where you just have more misses anyway, you want that double stack turn where you don't have 6 misses, you might have 5, but if you have 5, this works amazing, backed up by a Hungering or a Writhing, because you get to just, clear 6, get them out of there. It's quite nice. I really like sitting on Unworldly. The other beautiful thing is it has that cost curve of swing big, which we're not likely to see because we've already seen 2. But it has that cost curve of 1 blue, lets you swing big for 12. A lot of damage for 3 cards. How am I liking Talishar? I love Talishar. It has been, not only has it spawned this, I guess, streaming pastime. I would never call this a career. Are you kidding me? This is this is far from being a career. But I have a lot of time in the day that I can't really use right now because all my cards are still missing. My luggage is still missing in France. So there aren't many, the things I normally do with my free time are like, oh, I'll just organize this, oh, I'll just, sort that. I can't do that right now. So now I get to just play Talishar and I get to stream it, and that feels great. I promise you I have a real job, but my real job is contract based and it's on demand. So sometimes I'm working, up till like 4 a.m. It's just what it is. But the hours I've blocked out for streaming should probably be fine. I don't think I'll have much of an issue maintaining the stream schedule. All right, we got into 4, and now we're in that spot where, like, we just win with another Blood Rush. And what did that Blood Rush do? It drew us closer to the next Blood Rush. So, well, that's it. Okay. Funny enough, that's like a little unfortunate. We were using Scab Skins to play around Tumultai, but now we actually drew. There's only 2 2-blocks in the deck. Howl and Howl. And we pulled one from the deck, but now we drew one of them. Yeah, that is mildly unfortunate. Mildly unfortunate. We can still just block with 2 of them, be able to return a 2-card hand for 9, swinging in with this Howl. Or we can just block with both of these, protect Arsenal, and swing Boneyard for 6. Honestly, I prefer that because the problem with blocking with these... the problem with blocking with these is it's going to add a bunch of misses to our yard because it's going to be this miss, plus we'd be looking to replay this, which is another miss. So it's less damage, but I'm going to prioritize not diluting the graveyard. That will be the priority. Because we're so close to winning, we just need to find our next Blood Rush anyway. And he's going to be forced to block with at least 1 card. So we're normally pretty safe in positions like this. Normally. Obviously, that was just like a really randomly bad draw. Like that was... He's also out of Ash. He Sand Warded, and so he doesn't have Ash anymore. So he's really going to be in trouble to try to get back in. Yeah, look at all those cards. Oh, canceling blocks. All right, well, unfortunately, we did see that he has an erase face, which, is a little bit cheating because he didn't actually block. Oh, he's still blocking with it. Okay. Erase face is like the one card that actually, that does impact Blood Rush. It doesn't matter for pretty much anything else in the deck. Like, Howl just says any attack, so that doesn't matter. But it does affect Blood Rush, and it is wildly annoying when that happens. So this hand is just a lot of damage. This hand is 15 damage. So even though he's going to be able to return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if this is like a sigil, I think we're still completely fine with that. Our hand's quite good. We could also do that same cheeky play where we play this first and then look to Art of War banish if we hit Ghostly. Yeah, okay, well here's the other thing. I guess we could pop with Dread Screamer, because our hand also facilitates Howl Endless to come in for 12. It's 3 less damage. I think we'll wait and see first, like, if he even gives this go again. We're wasting 1 life by playing it that way. Okay, it looks like he didn't, though. So that's just going to be an Arsenal. Alright. So we took 1 life. Or 2 life because of the Burn the Mole. That's fine. Burn the Mole is also not going to stick past next turn. Not super scared there. Send it face. Send it face. Appreciate the stream and the commentary. Very natural. I try. This is now week 2. Um, and it's been really fun to have other people come in and chat as well. Yesterday was an amazing one, honestly. We got to hang out with Sam Dando, good friend, and we're just, kicking back, playing games. It's more fun when there's someone else like behind the commentary with me on the non-Levia decks. I'm fine, handling Levia for sure. But, I'm not pretending to be a master at like any other deck. I'm not. I don't have the reps. Got 2 sand covers, GG, he says. GG's. Yep. Okay, so it looks like he loses. Yeah, so life was like a little awkward. Life was a little awkward. But this also was a 1 Blood Rush type of game. So, we didn't really end it as fast as we wanted to. We still won. Yeah, that was kind of like a normal Dromai game. I'd say most Dromai games, unfortunately, go that route whether you try to wait for pitch stack or not, because I do just have a lot of damage. So if you try to wait for the pitch stack to, I'm gonna double Moragai or like double Chromai Moragai and set that up, that is asking a lot, because you're basically pretending that I don't set up double Howl to just throw 12 every turn by the time I'm through every Blood Rush. Because the Blood Rush turns are hopefully going to be like 18. In this game, they were 21 damage each. So that was above rate, which was great. But, once you're through all the Blood Rush threat, which is normally like 18 per, then you're going to have to deal with the fact that it's very hard for me to miss a beat, unless I draw all reds, of Howl 2 cost attack for 12, like every turn. So it's really hopeful for Dromai to just like pretend that you can truly pitch stack. So I think he played it kind of knowing that that's the harder way to play. But he then also had a lot of defensive tools. Like he had the Sinks, he had the Oasis, he had the Sand Covers. So maybe he could have gone for it. Yeah, it was a good game. A very fair game. That wasn't no Viscerai bullshit. I can see its overlay. Is that Clash coming soon thing something in the overlay? That's something. No, that's something in the overlay. That is a fun little side project that I'll probably have a real like announcement video for this weekend. But basically, Chris Bewley from LSS and I are teaming up to bring a new format of Flesh and Blood for your viewing pleasure. We are going to be doing commentary on top of a Clash gameplay series with a whole bunch of very, very cool content creators. Team Covenant is involved. DM Armada. We'll keep the full reserve list for the announcement video, but it'll be really fun. Clash is also not completely ironed out yet, so I don't want to say like every potential rule it has. But the goal is something that Team Covenant was talking about yesterday on their stream, where they feel like there's this format out there that should really be more of a thematically young hero format, where it's not just Blitz, where Blitz is not very thematic. It's just like the last 3 rounds of a CC game. You're playing at full power level, you just have less life. That doesn't feel like you're playing a young hero, like a hero not quite in their prime yet. So what would that format be? Well, that's when I put together Clash, after talking with them yesterday, where we really are going to explore some more deck building challenges to put forth a truly young hero format, where it's a stepping stone before constructed at full power level with like legendaries, but it's a lot deeper than just commoner, where the restriction is just commons. So I think it sounds really fun. I've already got the full guest list. We've got 8 other content creators that are going to be joining. And then, like I said, Chris from LSS and myself will be doing commentary. And we're not, a full rule set isn't quite out yet. That'll probably come this weekend. And a full schedule also isn't quite out yet, but I need to do some coordination on that. But it's a cool idea that Team Covenant was kind of pining about yesterday, like, why doesn't this exist? And I said, okay, well, I'll do it. If that's something you want to do, I'll do it. And already there's been some great rallying behind it. That's what's coming. Clash announcement. Hopefully this weekend you'll have the full details. But alright, that was fine for some Levia games. I'm keen to play like I guess just one more. I'm alright. I'll play one more. That Viscerai game is just like so abysmal that you just stop wanting to play decks you really enjoy because matchups like that exist. Oh, oops. Copy. It's really tough because there aren't many matchups where Levia is just like hates her life. Oh, this is fun. Oh, this will be quite fun actually. I'm so down for this. There aren't many matchups where Levia just like hates her life because most of the time you love everything until your deck decides you lose. But Viscerai is that's the kind of matchup where like you're kind of just predestined to lose, and then your deck says, "Yeah, we're not giving you the fighting chance." Ooh, baby, I've not played this matchup in forever. My locals used to have like 2 really diehard Azalea players, but then I moved, so I haven't played against them in a while. Interesting. I tend to think we actually really stomp this matchup more than normal because our equipment is just so good these days. I don't think we care about double howl. I think we'll put in 1 reinforce the line to be a little cheeky in case he like razors a sleep dart. I'm pretty happy with this. Hummel is massive to get that to line up. It really destroys them. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll do it this way. All right, baby. The most meta-relevant matchup you've ever damn seen. Azalea versus Levia. Low-tier battles. Shut up. Shut up, Sam. Shut up, dude. This is like top tables, baby. Just you wait. Oh my god, he's playing Dreadbore? Are you serious? What are those sync blows gonna do? What is happening? What? I'm already confused. Hold up a second. Since when do they play Dreadbore? Not like this. Not like this. Alright, so we can be really dumb here. We can be really dumb and just play Blood Rush for just double claw value. I don't even hate that because we just kind of want pressure into him. And we could get lucky and like draw Swing Big, and then it's actually playable. Oh, or draw Beast Within. That's also playable. It's more damage, so we don't hate it. Yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine. Man, but he can play defense reactions. That's not fair. Hold up. Yeah, so we enjoyed how that turn worked. Oh wow, he just didn't want his entire hand. Okay. That's fine. Oh, baby. Wait, we love this. Oh. We don't love that he actually played that out. I thought he was just going to hold it kind of like Lexi style. This impedes a couple things, don't it? Obviously, we don't want to let it hit. That's not what we're going for. So, first inclination is just block like this. And then we just play Endless Maw, Arsenal Shadow, try to line it up with a 2-card hand for 9 into him not having any setup and no armor. That does feel better than actually going for the Shadow Blasphemfet. But it does ramp our blood debt a little bit too quickly in this matchup, I think. I'm inclined to just play for Shadow instead, honestly. No, because this is going to be better once I find like an Unworldly Bellow. It'll be safer to play out. And we don't like need, oh nice, and we hit the 2 non-blood debts. We also don't need, oh my god, this dude is just so content to block. This is strange already. This is not how I expect Azaleas to play. I thought they need their hands. Levi? Where's Levi? I thought Levi's all about if you take a card away from Azalea, they do nothing. Which could be true. I mean, like, maybe he's not going to do anything with the fact that he's blocking 3 cards to play out 3 of a kind. Oh, God. Alright, well, reinforce the line is not going to do, like, nearly anything here. Also, like, his Gogan doesn't matter. That just goes into Arsenal. So, our turn is, like, most damage-wise could be Swing Big Beast Within. We just block here, reinforce it. That's okay. I also don't hate just now playing for the Shadow Blasphemfet because we're not wasting resource. Our hand lacks the blue anyway. Then that means all we're going to do is block with this, most likely. And just kind of eat it if we do discard the reinforce. This is a highly optimized list. Azalea is the sleeper deck of the format. Don't you know it? He's got no resources, so like, what can he do? This poor Azalea. I'll take 2 damage. That's all right. It's a Seek and Destroy. Okay, so now we do have the option. We could roll Scabs here. It's very hopeful. It's very hopeful. But the hope being that we hit and then can play Ghostly Visit off of the Shadow Plasmafet discard here. The other thing is we could just pitch double red, hope that we discard Beast Within. And then we get the extra card on top of the banish. But I think no matter what, just because we want to pretend either line works, we are going to start. I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6. Nice. Oh yeah, wait, New Horizon. Hold up. I didn't notice that either. No wonder he had double arsenal. I just like assume it's a ranger thing these days. All right. It's like very hopeful to play it this way. It's very hopeful to play it this way. But now that we rolled the 6, we really have the potential to just like blow them out. We discard Beast Within. We like draw blue off of it. We banish Ghostly, and then we can fit in Claw, Ghostly. There's more of a ceiling, and we're playing this game for fun. So, oh, okay, wait. I discarded, man, that happened so fast. I discarded a Graveling, so I get the discard, or I get the banish here. But what I didn't hit was the Beast Within. So, do I really care about getting Ghostly, playing it out for 4? Or do I care instead about setting up? Okay, we're going to get the shuffle off, and we have 2 Dread Screamers, so I would almost rather get the Ghostly out, because that's our smaller hand. And we assume that we are going to have to block a bit. I think we'll just pull out the Ghostly now. Sure. Pull out the Ghostly now and just swing with it. Just get it in circulation. He's showing the Seek and Destroy, so we don't really want to... We don't care about Arsenal, even if it was for like the Crown of Providence. Take cover. But you can't reload, buddy. Sorry, because that's not how reload works. We're only going to take 1 Blood Debt here. It's fine. We could have also left the Ghostly there and just swung Mandible Claw for 3, but that's actually damage-wise, that is 2 less damage because we're only swinging 3 and then we're taking an extra 1 compared to swinging 4, taking 1. So there's a 2 damage differential by doing it that way. Oh, nice. Wow, we like this. He chose draw a card. Oh, okay. He chose draw a card because he has New Horizon, so he can arsenal that card. Well, great. Now we're just going to get to Blood Rush. And we don't even have that much Blood Debt, so we don't even really care if we... Yeah, I mean, like, we just don't really care on this Blood Rush if it's, like, the best ever. And we'll get a bit of opting with the eye to, like, guarantee the draw sequence. Seems fine. All right. Wow. Holy shit. We don't need to touch a damn thing. Because you know what this is? This is Claw, Boneyard. 18 damage. No floating resources, it's clean as can be. Yeah, we leave that. We leave that. We don't touch it. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Wow, he is really keen to block. This dude is fatiguing me. I don't know how I win. Jesus Christ, no damage is landing. We have 3 misses still after that because we hit. So we would have preferred to hit 1 miss. That's fine. All right, there we go. All right, these being close to each other sucks. This is like the worst case, but... Okay, so it's like straight up, I just can't play Sink Below. He doesn't have to like pay something. Areas you control have defense reactions can't be played from hand this chain link. Okay, so like I legitimately just can't Sink Below. That is so strange. It is so strange. I hate this. I hate this now. Ew. Do we even care about like... I mean, our turn sucks if all we do is, like block a little bit, swing big for 4, Arsenal sink. Take 4? That's really bad. That is really, really bad. But unless we crown, that's like kind of all our hand is going to let us do. I would like to just get value off Sink Blow. It's a good card. You won't expect it in Arsenal. Did he Seek and Destroy? Yeah, he did. He played that, not blocked with it, right? Yeah, Seek and Destroy. Okay, so actually this does nothing. Setting up Arsenal wouldn't work here. So that's even more awkward. That is very awkward. It sounds pretty awful to want to husk this. That sounds really bad. Because ideally we save that for Sleep Dart. We've seen a red Sleep Dart gone. Yeah. We've also seen him pitch at least one Razor. He blocked with another one. So those Sleep Darts really will be tricky when they come up late game. Oh, this is just a little too gross. I'm not quite sure what to do. I haven't been faced with many of these situations before. If we just take all this damage, then our turn becomes, come in for 5 dominate. We'll just hold all this, pitch in. That sounds awful. But I think it's kind of the best we've got here. I don't want to use equipment on this. There's a lot of scarier things that come up in this matchup. So we come in for 5 dominate. That's pretty bad. But at least we turn off Blood Debt. And we're not playing into the Seek and Destroy. He fates. Damn, if I lose this game, I'll be very impressed. That'll be the emotion. Impressed. Surprised, like he's really not taking damage. The dude just like blocked with everything. Like, he's just thrown everything blocking wise, but I mean, he knows what he's doing. Remorseless comes in for 8. A lot of damage. We don't mind our hand coming back for 10, setting up Shadow in Arsenal. That's pretty okay. The issue in that is this ends up dealing 10 damage. Puts us at 18. For us to only throw back 10. Is it whenever they play an action card? Okay, whenever I play an action card. So like in theory, this could be another Scabs opportunity where I just go here. But it risks the discard on that. That would make it a 12 damage turn. But we risk missing the discard. I'm not going to block the Remorseless anyway, though. So I guess we're taking that first and foremost. There we go. He pitched a blue Razor. Alright, so we do lead with Scabs because we can pump 2 more damage out of this turn if we get to go Boneyard Shadow. So we will start with that. I rolled a 5. That's wonderful. We love when that works out. And we'd rather pitch Writhing because in case we get to keep a card, the Dread Screamer Blue is more valuable. So we do that. That's wonderful. We hit one of our misses. Jesus, look at this guy. He's just straight up block. I don't care what they said about Rangers needing large hands. All right, let's see. Okay, I drew and discarded Howl. That's actually fine. Like that's what I would have fetched out anyway. So we are fine with how that worked out. We'll Arsenal this here. Bullseye Bracers off 1 card. Jesus. Alright, these Sink Belows suck though, man. This ain't right. This ain't right. Lose this game, hardlock FaB. That is the truth. If I lose this game, it's hardlock on FaB. Fatigue Shot isn't massive value because it's just going to neg 2 damage because we'd lead with Dread Screamer here. But that does put us at 13, which would just risk Husk hopping, so we have to block with at least something. But we don't mind, like, we just block with Scabs, I guess. We take 4, go to 14, and then our turn becomes Dread for 2, which is not great, into Hungering for 7. That sink in Arsenal. I'm fine with that. It's just like the sink being dead is actually so rough. It's so rough, because in most other worlds, it's just, okay, like, I'll block with sink and go about my day. Yeah, it's because the fatigue's only negging 2. This feels fine. Alright, here we go. Here we go. 2 damage, Dread Screamer. Here we go, baby. This Azalea is fascinating. Yes, it is very interesting. It is wildly interesting. I'm really surprised, like, how often this dude was just very willing to block. And it's been working. He's just like, you know what? I'll protect HP. And then he comes in for these very strange hands where he had, like, 1 card in hand, and he just goes Tunic 3 of a kind, and still plays that turn. Or he had, you know, 1 card in hand, and he goes Bullseye, Tunic, shoot. Like, he's really trying to operate off small hands. It's very fascinating. That's not what you see most Azaleas do. Like, same deal, he's just block. Just block. We put the sink in Arsenal now, though. Let's see it. It's Endless Arrow for 5. Well, our hand's a pummel hand, and we really like that. So I think this is... I think we just Husk. I value the Sink Below and Arsenal kind of equally as Husk in blocking that upcoming Sleep Dart or whatever is potentially coming. So I think this is just Husk. It is just Husk. And now we really try to get him with this. Come in for 9. Pummel. I could have also rolled, actually, to try to squeeze in Ghostly as well, but we're getting... It's not how math works, but we are getting, like, a little greedy with our rolls. We already rolled twice, where we already had a play that didn't need to roll. Alright, and he discards a Red Razor. Nice. Alright, we love this. Now we're in a position where we just howl. We just howl and come in really big with the Hungering. We could also Scabs again because this hand isn't resource efficient otherwise, and it lets us deal a lot. Like, the Scabs roll here lets us go Hungering, swing big. So we do roll it. Let's see it. I rolled a 6. Alright, the universe really wants me to win this game. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We're gonna allow this to happen. Sorry, Azalea. Sorry, Azalea. Come on. No, oops, undo. That's not the right pitch card. Come on, there we go. Fatigue Ranger new meta. It's really fascinating. Here he goes with take cover. Man, he's got it, man. Look at all that damage he's negating. And here we come in for 8. And it doesn't matter that he doesn't attack now because we get the Howl. We have the 2 cards in graveyard for Howl. Alright. Well, our hand does a lot of damage again. It does a lot of damage again. You just Howl. We're now at 3. We can go Endless Maw. The issue, like the real issue with this, now it is getting scary though, is this will only let us fill +1. So we're going to be forced to Scabs Gamblers next turn if he full blocks. I don't know if he will, but this is the one scary part here is we are leaving the graveyard at basically 2 cards because it'll be Howl plus Endless Maw. So I hope he attacks. And the way he blocks, it looks like he wants to attack. Who designed this online program? Good to see you always. What's up, Jeremy? Yeah, it's just a fan made project actually. A bunch of people have jumped in to contribute. It's just like Crucible.net, like if you remember for Keyforge. I think Magic has some equivalent as well. All right, so this is pretty great for us because he is swinging, so we're gonna get to block here. So once again, like I'm not sure we really want to block with this sink from Arsenal. It's a weak turn, but you know we can just crown away this sink, and then we don't have to deal with sinks for the rest of the game because we already pitched one. If we get this one out of there with crown, then we don't have to worry about what Dread War's doing. So we'd block with crown, this. It's only 5 though. That is only 5. So, okay, I guess it's the same deal actually. We go here and we sink. That blocks the 7. And then we just reset this sink in Arsenal, come in for 6 dominate. I mean, that's fine, right? That's gotta just be what we do. And we don't need to sink here. Our hand isn't great, but it does what it needs to. Now we come in with this. We reset the last sink in Arsenal. And now this kind of forces him to swing into us because it's a dominate attack, so he can't just dump his hand anyway. Can't just dump his hand anyway. And getting him with the dominate here is like a little bit off in terms of like the life threshold to make it really scary. He's going to sack the Tunic and New Horizon. Holy shit. All right, like you're giving me CNC and Arsenal? Okay. That is Sleep Dart though. But this is what we planned for, right? We get to just crown. We get to crown sink. No, maybe that's probably greedy, right? What if that's a razor? If it's a razor, then we just need to know we win next turn, which I don't know if we win next turn. We have pummel. We don't really have the right resources for pummel. Interesting. We do have to respect the razor. We do, though. This being a 2-block hurts. This being a 2-block really hurts, because we'd love to just do this. Be able to keep these for Ghostly. What is it really a red razor, though? He runs all the colors of the rainbow. We've seen 2 red razor. We've seen a blue and a yellow. And I saw him pitch a blue earlier. It really could be red razor. If it's red razor, I mean, what can we do? What can we do? Wait, no, I'm dumb. I've been thinking about this all wrong, actually. Right? Because don't we just do this anyway? Yeah, I'm thinking about this all wrong. Oh yeah, we just do this anyway. This hand still returns the way we want. No, I guess the thing I was thinking about is so that we could preserve crown. We could preserve crown otherwise. But this hand's still great. I doubt he sees another Sleep Dart next turn. That'd be pretty lucky if he did. We're also going to demand 2 cards from him, so the likelihood that he gets to razor it isn't high. So we'll do this. And I don't want to... I don't think I want to use the crown effect, because these cards are fine the way they are. And then we sink on top. It's a little inefficient because, you know, he wouldn't have had to razor there anyway. But you make do what you got. And here we go. We get to come in with our 2-card hand for 10, reset Arsenal. Pretty big news. It's the good stuff. I guess the one thing I could have done was I had 2 chances to cycle this. It could have been Crown cycle Pummel into Sync cycle Pummel. So I get 2 chances to make this a better card, but I really don't mind it being Pummel. Now we're going to come in and our graveyard's going to be exactly at 3, even if he takes the off turn. Even if he takes the off turn. Alright, there's Rain Razors. Fatigue Shot. Alright, well, it's not Sleep Dart, so we like that. So unless we think he has defense reactions next hand, which so far we've seen Fate, Fate. So it could just be one more Fate is what he's likely running. We do just win with Pummel. We do just win with Pummel. Is it worth blocking with at least one? Not really. Yeah, not really, right? Because he'd have to overblock with 3 cards for Pummel, which he wouldn't do. This is going to come in for 4. This would go to 8. I mean, why am I thinking about this? We actually have Dominate anyway. Yeah, so we just take this. We have the Dominate anyway with Convulsions. Didn't even really register that. Yeah, so we'll be able to Dominate and then come in with Deadwood for 4. So I guess it's the same deal though. If he has that one Fate, he lives. So is the better option to go for Pummel instead of Dominate? The Fate still does the same thing in letting him survive. I would rather play out the Deadwood over the Endless though, because I want a 6 in graveyard. I think it's like the one consideration to make. I really want the 6 in graveyard, because otherwise we're going to be in a bit of a pickle. If he does have the Fate and Pummel doesn't end the game, I think we do have to go for that line instead. Because the other option is like we howl, and then we pitch for Deadwood. Deadwood then comes in for 7. But if we discard this blue, no, okay, never mind. That line always still works. That line always still works. Even if it's a red, we're fine. So we'll do that actually. That's the most damage. It's the best way to do it. Alright, Cat, come on, get out of here, Cat. Come on, we're in the midst of a very competitive Azalea game. Alright, and so we did discard the hit. So we can go ahead, turn off Blood Debt. Turn off Blood Debt by just tapping the Dread Screamer here. So we come in for 6, so he has to block with 2, and then it 2-3 blocks, and then it has to be the Fate Foreseen. But we're still not just like dead if that happens. Because our graveyard is fine. No, Cat, get off. Alright, we won. Jesus. GG's. Not gonna lie, that was like the most effective Azalea strategy I think I've seen. That was very impressive. It was truly just block, 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 and using the small hands to push hit effects. Not going nuts about it, not going too crazy, but the more he blocks, the more value he's going to get off the Tunic to make his small hands better, where he doesn't need to, like, you know, pitch a yellow, come in for buff attack. He can play more for just block, Tunic for value off of either 3 of a card, find a buff, reset arsenal. That's interesting. Yo, that is very interesting. Yeah, was fun. Great deck to watch. Thank you. All right. Well, I think that was a bit of a nail biter for how I would expect that matchup to go. So we're gonna pivot now to playing some FaB. Levia, like, you don't make much feel easy, do you? You don't make much feel easy. I really enjoy most things you do. That matchup would have felt a lot better if I didn't run Sync Belows, but who would have known? Who would have thought that Azalea is running Dreadbore? That was very that threw a wrench in my plans, that's for sure. So that was rough. That was rough. Otherwise, I mean, the deck did what it wanted. I didn't really have like a bad whiff turn. All right. Now we're gonna play at least one. Oh, it's only 2:30. We'll probably play like 2 or 3 games with this newer version of FaB that Sam is such a fan of. Full market competitive CC. I'm interested. This version is no Kodachis, and it really goes heavy on Phoenix Flame. I mean, it is 3 Phoenix Flame, 3 Flame Call. That's a lot. That's a lot for me personally, but oh, FaB Mirror. Yo. This will be good. All right, this will be a good stress test of the deck. FaB Mirror. All right, in the FaB Mirror, CNC has to be relevant. In the FaB Mirror, Sync Below. That all you gots are definitely relevant. Unsure on the Sync Below. Unsure on the Sync Below. We'll just kind of go through and see what can probably get cut. I'm not too familiar with like how core a lot of these cards get considered, and it just feels so bad to have to waste so many deck slots on the Phoenix Flames. I think we're gonna cut the E-Strikes. The Sync Belows really only line up with Snatch and Blaze Headlong, or whatever it's called. Mounting Anger as well, which he might not run. So I think we're gonna take out the sinks, just use our armor on the Snatch turns. But now we're at 63, and now it's puzzling, right? Like, I don't know if I really want to like pretend that we high roll first with the Art of Wars, because they don't feel great when the game is pretty even. You have to be ahead. I'm inclined to take out the Art of Wars. The other package that's like maybe not good enough rate is the 2 Double Strike Ancestral Empowerment, but the 1 Ancestral is like pretty pokey. It's pretty fun. Nah, I'm gonna cut the Art of Wars here and just try it like this. This is a very different version of FaB, so I'm not sure if that's right. These are definitely gonna feel good. Definitely. And then player 2 chooses who goes first. He was player 2. So he's telling me I'll go first. So interestingly enough, Sam and I were talking last night about the difference in equipment kind of being tied to going first or second. In an aggro mirror, if you go first and you go mask Bindels. Oh, he disconnected. Why? I said hello. He disconnected. I said hi. I guess I was just taking like a little bit too long. Sam was mentioning that in the aggro mirrors, if you go first, taking mask and links buys you that first turn of presenting lethal. It's that first ability to, in the aggro mirrors, just let yourself present lethal first, which is massive in closing out the game, right? Whereas going second, taking mask and furnace demands blocks first. It's not so much that you're presenting lethal, but it demands blocks first because of your mass triggers as early as turn 2, and then gives you a bit of recovery into them having the first 5-card hand with the block you have here. So it's interesting. Hi. Sideboarding. Sorry. Okay. So against Briar, things are going to change. The sinks definitely become relevant. I think the CNC is less relevant because they were on Crown. We might just keep it like that. This can still work against Rosetta, which feels pretty nice. Okay. Waiting for the other player to choose who will go first. So we'll wait on that. I'm interested to see Sam's theory on that. We'll follow what he says. So the other person's going to choose whether we go first or second. Against Briar, I would prefer to go first. If you have 3 Phoenix Flames in decks, you got to add 1 Phoenix form. Creates Phoenix Eyes Ultimate Flame. It's time to play. I'm excited for this game. I hope you mean against Briar, not the FaB mirror. I'm more excited against Briar. Did you not have Art of War? I do. But I don't know. I don't really like them in the must-block matchups. They feel a little high-rolly. I mean, because like, what else gets cut really to make room for the Art of Wars right here? I'm pretty happy, I think, with what the core is looking like. It'll be more consistent hands. Plus, Briar is the kind of deck where if you need to block their turn, you gotta block their turn. You have to. You can't let like double snatch hit. Art of War is your CMH. Okay, we'll put it back in. I don't like it. I only really put it in against the fatigue decks or the control decks, but all right. In that case, we gotta find some room for cuts. Maybe because of this, maybe because of the non-block situation, we trim down a Phoenix Flame. That could be all right. That all you got's also not too important, so it could be this. We could cut those, make it 60. One, that all you got. Trim the Phoenix core. I'm more willing to try that. We'll run it that way and see what happens. Okay, one sec. Player 2 will go first, so that means we're going first, but it is against Briar. Now, against Briar, I would think you still need Flame Scale, regardless of going first and second. But Sam, I'll let you default. Do we try the go first package of Mask Tunic? Do we try this? Or do we go for the block on Flame Scale? I think it has to be Flame Scale. But then, do we care about Mask over other Mask? Hey, I didn't build this deck. This one is Sam's deck. But we talked about it a lot last night. I think I'm still going to stick with Mask. We're going to still try this even though we're going first. And just see what happens. Flame Scale and Mass Momentum if second. Oh, we are going second. Oh, okay, we did it right. I thought he chose us as going first. But this is fine. Going second, I definitely feel great, obviously, picking Mask Momentum, Flame Scale. Going first, I would still question taking Tunic over Furnace. Because it's Briar. Like the amount of hit effects that you would like to deny are pretty massive. Oh, but yeah, we like this. We like how this worked out. If you want to join the call, Sam, we can do that again as well. But you're under the min-max thing, so you might be at work. Okay, so he's gonna cheat in one arcane, but we actually are totally fine with this because we had a blue that wasn't doing anything. So we just get rid of that. Right. Or would we rather it be Soul Bead so that we can preserve a go again in the deck after shuffle? No, I think I'd rather preserve the 3 block in the deck after shuffle. Yeah, you're at work. That's what I thought. Okay, well that was a pretty shitty turn 1 by Briar. They didn't hold the rune chant, they didn't make the embodiment. This is still a little gross. Alright, well, we'll still lead with Mounting Anger. Still lead with this. Make him a little scared. Commit to blocking Mask on the first chain link or not. Oh, you dirty bastard. What is this? What's with all the defensive players on, like the defensive mindset players on aggro decks right now? What is going on? I did not think Briars ran that card. That is an argument to running Tide Flippers, though. If I really thought Briars ran that card. I didn't think they did, but it's apparently. Oh, I would have put Flip Flops to Briar? Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. I would have just... That was just wrong anyway, then. We can make this a small attack. I'd rather hold the brand. We don't need this blue for anything. So we'll just make them commit an armor piece. Somewhere along here. It's either now or it's on the it's on the Phoenix on the next swing. Alright, well, I guess now there is the real option. We could Brand, because that demands a real card, otherwise it's just going to be Grasp. But he already blocked down a card, so I'm not entirely scared of what his turn's going to be. I'm fine just taking an armor and setting this up. Should be alright. Okay, or Crown. Crown early. I'm fine with that as well. He really isn't happy with his setup, which leaves his hand more open for potential plunk. And that's interesting. He chose to arsenal that card and he already wants it gone. Huh. Okay. Arsenal. Alright. Beautiful. Art War is my CMH. I guess we'll find out. Because here it is. I mean, it's already basically guaranteed to give +3 for one resource. And if we draw something else, it's +4. So it's a 1 for 4 plus cycle. That is pretty good. That is quite good. Well, already that rate is fantastic. Because you look at like Red Unworldly and Levia, it's a 1 for 4 at the cost of banish 3 from yard. That's a really good rate. So already, Art of War has more pluses than that singular card in how this turn lines up. Oh man. Keep bricking, Briar. I'm here for it. Keep bricking, baby. That's what we want. Using a Force of Nature, not being cast as part of some Channel Mount Heroic turn. It's fantastic. E-Strike? Oh, Briar. Give me turns like this every game, baby girl. Oof. This is what we want. It's what we want. Yeah, I'll take 7. Thank you. Thank you for the damage. Happy receiver. Alright. Here we go. Plus, banish. Get rid. Oh, God. Sink is a little unfortunate. Sink is definitely a little unfortunate. Yeah, it sucks a little bit, doesn't it? We're basically, I mean, we don't really have to swing Searing this turn anyway, because it's not getting the Art of War buff. If we play this out, then that's making the Art of War a 1 for 4. Yeah. We also could have held in the reaction window for that. But there were opportunities for our first attack to be something more relevant. Like a Belittle or a Spreading Flame. So I think Art of War was still fine to play out first. Yeah, we're going to lose 3 damage on the Searing. But it'll let us reset Sink. And there's a chance he doesn't block here because he's really happy with some Channel Mount hand that he has. And then we're just going to get to draw with Mask and just swing Searing anyway. That'd be nice. Nope. Okay, there goes equipment. There goes equipment. Give me that equipment now. You are already running low, my friend. Running low. Coming in for 4. Let's see you block all this, bucko. You already pitched Force Nature. You blocked with the 3 block. Oh my god. Give me the equipment. This feels like a lot of equipment to use in one turn. This is a lot. Like, all you really need to do is stop the mask. You don't need to use all your equipment for every single attack. Depending on how he blocks this, we actually have an argument for pitching into Searing, because then we threaten Mask again, and he doesn't have armor. So we can do that. I think it's scarier. It's scarier for him. We pitch in the Sink here so that we turn Mask back on, because he already committed so many blocks to the front of the chain, and he doesn't have armor anymore to eat the Phoenix. So here we go. We threaten Mask again, and it's just a piddly 2. Piddly 2, but it threatens Mask. You win this game. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, brother. Yeah, that was pretty good. It's a pretty good turn. It was I'm happy with that turn. Oh, this is a great hand. Holy shit. Oh man, this is awesome. I'm never not playing FaB. God. This is just a little too easy. You see these hands, and you're like, man, there's no stress in the world. I don't even need to check my graveyard. I don't even need to care about, banish triggers. What's my blood dead at? Nah. There's none of that. None of that in this world. This is insane. Like, look at that cost curve. This is so good. That is so good. It's like the deck is fire, dude. Is that what's coming off him in this picture? Is it fire? Seems like. Not gonna lie. Seems like. Okay. Here we go. Potentially threatening Mask again. With Phoenix Salt. Pretty good. He's got Grasp still. So if he grasps, then I'm probably just gonna hold Salt the Wound because I'm getting the Shuko trigger anyway off on the second Phoenix. So we'll just see. We'll see on this Phoenix Flame what he does. I like those little choices. Because now Grasp doesn't work. I think that's just such a blunder by him. Holy shit. That just can't be right on his end. You should have just blocked here. Oh my god, give me 8 block on the Salt and lose the turn cycle, why don't you? Jesus. And we've got double Phoenix ready for the Phoenix, or from the Rise from the Ashes. Dude, this is unfair. Deck don't miss. Deck don't miss. Alright, we lost 1 value of damage. We lost 1 value of damage. Because this doesn't get its natural +1. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Holy mother. Holy Mother Mary. Okay, so Sam, we were talking last night about the 1 cheeky Razor. And I think what's less cheeky than the Razor is just 1 Ancestral Empowerment. Because it is a 3 block, which, God, I love the 3 blocks in an aggro deck. It is a 3 block that just, pumps that tiny extra bit for the mass trigger. And doesn't commit the whole resource, because a lot of FaB's hands can look like this, where there's nothing to pitch anyway, if that was the Razor. So I think I'm going to go that route. I'm going to include the 1 Ancestral. Because also if there's 1 in your deck, then people now have to respect it. So, alright, so here we go. It's not the coolest line, and it does commit snaps. But we can just go Snatch, Scales, Lava Burst, add Phoenix, Arsenal Phoenix. That's a play. Other line is just pitch now for Phoenix with Snatch, play Lava Burst. That doesn't feel great. I'm inclined to just use snaps here. Because we're gonna end up with the arsenaled Phoenix. So we can't really clunk our next hand because we'll guaranteed have a go against starter. And this is gonna demand. Oh my god, dude. Please. Please have a defense reaction. Don't just let this through. This is too nuts. Okay. That's fine. He had the sigil. But then this puts us at chain link. So this doesn't waste Shuko value because the first low attack was here and then the second's here, so that we got the Shuko value. And now this is the 3rd Draconic. So we're gonna get to add this Phoenix in Arsenal and still have another Phoenix in Grave. That is so fluid. Oh my god. And then we drew this hand. It's not possible to miss with this deck, is it? It must not be possible. It must not be possible. That's unreal. I guess we don't need both of these though. We could just protect a little bit of HP here. Unless we want to just throw Soul Beat as the last attack, because why not? Otherwise our turn is spreading pitch. This Phoenix, it's going to get the Spreading Flames buff into, I guess, Lava Vein. Phoenix gets the Spreading Flames buff. Searing gets the Spreading Flames buff. So we can't really pay for this anyway. Yeah, so, I mean, unless we really throw this on at the end. That's the only thing it would do. But it's not a Draconic. I'll protect the HP. Oops, wrong one. I'll protect the HP a little bit. There's not much in keeping the extra blue, right? Yeah. Alright, pretty gross things. Pretty gross things are happening. We love it. We love it. Oh my god. And he's like, I mean, this is a turn we present lethal. He's out of equipment, and he's trying to set up for his channel mount, and already it looks like he's bricking because Tome is just not live on this. And we're just so ahead. We're just so ahead. Disgusting. Disgusting. We'll throw this in. It's not going to get the searing buff, but that's fine. Then we throw this in. And he still doesn't know what this is. It could be a rupture card, and he'd cry a little bit. It's not. It's still a 0 for 4, though. Art of War is a great card. Art of War didn't even carry this game. It was only okay. It was only okay. What carried this game is I really think he didn't block right on what turn was it? He had the chance to just grasp on a Phoenix to deny the second Mask Link, but then he punted because he all of a sudden blocked 8 on the third because the second was a 2, and then the last one was the Salt Wound. I think that was his big misplay this game. Apart from whatever he did turn 0, setting up Arsenal that he like obviously didn't like. Oh my god, and now and then Rise is now just a 0 for 4? Oh, come on, deck. You're just too good. Oh, we could have blocked with this, actually. We could have blocked with this. We don't need that card. We don't need that card. That's alright. This means we can just Arsenal the brand, I guess. It's just a go again. It's just a go again. Okay, so actually this is funny because now we're glad we didn't block there. We're not going to get Mask off again anyway. He's too low. So we're actually totally fine blocking like this just to deny the extra draw and the life. Yeah, so actually we were fine. Not blocking there was correct. Correct. All right, let's get this Phoenix back to hand. Let's swing for 6 and not waste a Phoenix damage. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. There's just not a world where we lose this anymore. It's pretty juicy. It is so juicy. Also, this card is something you don't get to run in Kodachi Fi, and it's such good value. It's just another blue block 3. The Cinder Skin. Love it. Alright, you want to die, buddy? Because it's coming. It's coming. You can take this, go to 1. And then you're just unlocked the rest of the game. Comes in for 2, takes your card. Oh! Unless it's a non-block. Oh, Lightning Press! GG's. Holy mother, dude. Holy mother. What a rapid-paced game. Okay, so obvious difference between this version of Fi and the Kodachi version is the Kodachi one is much slower. The Kodachi one grinds, demands more blocks because it's taking the game longer. And then has its like actual, very dedicated setup turn of brand spreading on the Kodachis to really push the value of that card. This version of the deck is just, it's more aggro, less mid-range, more aggro, just every hand. Every hand needs to be good. And every hand was very good this game. Every hand was very good this game. Well, that was easy. I'm surprised at kind of the funky sideboard of that because there's so many good cards. Like, I almost ran the deck at 70. So many cards are good. And then it still just was so fluid. That's nice. We'll try another one. Jump in. Jump in. Ooh, versus Dash? All right. Hi. Another good practice. All right, so obviously we take Tides, right? All right, so player 1 chooses who goes first. Once again, we're going to wait because I am interested to see that difference in decision making. If we go first, is Tunic Mask really better than Furnace Mask? How's it going? Great day so far. Streaming as well. All right, now into the dash, into the dash, into the dash. It's just a straight race. Like, it is just balls to the wall race. But we do need to care about the sink belows to help cover the combustible. So we do have to care about that. We don't care about that's all you got. It can get pistol value, but we don't know if he's taking pistol. It could be the Talishar. E-Strikes being a 3-block is... I mean, that's still pretty nice. I honestly almost prefer the E-Strikes over Double Strike for this. Because there are the situations where the 2-block is really going to kill us on like a combustible turn. I almost prefer that. E-Strikes over the Double Strike here. No, but his armor's not great. His armor's not great, so the extra ability to threaten mask should probably tip this. We still need to cut one more card. Cut one more card. Player 1 will go first. Okay, so he's player 1, so that means we're taking Mask Furnace again. Since he's going first and he's going to just go full tilt aggro, I'm probably fine cutting one Phoenix Flame because it could get trapped. If we draw that, we'll just take free damage. And if we're doing that, then I'm probably cutting another Flame Call again. And then I'm free to add one more card. And since we're going second, adding one CNC doesn't hurt. Very roundabout way to sideboarding. But I think that's fine. But if you're adding the CNC, then Ancestral becomes worse, so at that point, like, why not add 2 CNC? Alright, we're playing it with that. enough thinking. We're just playing it. No CNC because of Crown. Well, look what he's running. Mega Mind it. I Mega Mind it. Well, no, so the thing is about playing into Dash is they don't have great armor. So when you're taking Mask Momentum, they tend to use their Crown to stop your Mask. And so you just need to not be... You need to not play the CNC, obviously, when they have Crown up. But they don't necessarily actually like get to do that. They're gonna try to use their Crown to block your Mask, so they keep the full hand to be aggro. And then your CNCs can line up better when they go for like a 5-card setup to push their damage. Obviously, this is strange. He didn't take Crown. So that, I mean, that's already very odd. That is very strange from the get-go. Oh no, just didn't want to, man. He wasn't about it. He's like, that card, it's a crutch. What I need, 1 extra HP. Which is fair. Like, in this matchup, he could be running Crown and Skullcap. And so he assumes that the 1 extra block is what's going to take him there versus a Mask deck. Which, I mean, that's a valid way to look at it. It is. No Phoenix Form, even with 3 flames. Yeah, Phoenix Form doesn't actually... this is something we talked about yesterday on the stream with Sam. So it's not timestamped, so don't worry. I won't just tell you to go back and watch. Well, we can rehash here a little bit. But basically, the thing about Phoenix Form... Oh, this is great. Oh, we're just going to Assault then. Assault's going to be 5... because of Shuko and Threatened Mask. That's worth it here. I'm down. I'm about it. Okay. Oh. Hold up. What you thinking about? So... Oh, he's gonna take it? That's... allowed? I'll just Arsenal? It's a weak Arsenal, but, you know, it's still something. Oh, never mind. The Arsenal's fine. The Arsenal is fine. Yeah, it's... when going second. This is actually totally fine with the way this draw lined up. It's pretty fantastic. So Dash is not a hit effect deck, so we just take all this damage. Like, we literally just eat. We eat the damage, we eat the damage, we eat the damage. Okay, Phoenix Form. What were we talking about? Phoenix Form. Just to pull it up for people. cards. Browse. Phoenix form. This guy. I need to pass priority real quick. Throttle. It's fine. It's just 6 vanilla. It just beeth vanilla damage. He banished a red 0 to 60. We like that. All right, buddy. Yeah, we're not blocking still. Do your thing. Do your thing. Okay, Phoenix Form is a card that, unfortunately, with the way FaB lines up, really can get funky in getting you to afford a free Phoenix Flame. Or a Phoenix, Phoenix Flame. Because you need to have already played one for it to have go again. But the way that a lot of FaB's cost curve works is sometimes you do just pay that one for the Phoenix Flame. And if that's the case, then you lost value because you paid one for the Phoenix Flame, then you play the Phoenix Form for go again, where if you just played a different Draconic first, then the Phoenix Flame is free after that. And so that's like a smaller hand thing that can get in the way of Phoenix Form being good. And then it's also just a really rough card to get the hit effect off of. When it is a 0 for 5, it's very good. There's no question. It is a very good 0 for 5. For that reason alone, maybe run it at like 1 or 2. I could see it at 1 or 2. I would not dedicate like a full build of FaB towards like pushing for Phoenix Flame. It's just a value card that doesn't really fit the natural cost curve of FaB. But it's fine. It's all right. It is just all right. And we love how this worked out. That's what arsenaling those blues feels so good with, is just, it's just, spreading flames value at some point in the game. At some point in the game, it'd just be like that. Well, we're going to waste +1 value on spreading because we do have to lead with something else here. But since they blocked, we'll just do weapon before the Ronin. Yeah, Phoenix Form is not for consistency or speed. That's the better way to say it in summation. It is just not aligned with being able to draw 4, play 4, draw 4, play 4. It's not aligned for those play patterns of FaB. And this deck is very much playing in between the ability to just draw 4, dump damage, or cheekily set up that one little piece in arsenal. Maybe it was the mass draw, maybe it was a bit of an intentional arsenal, to carry your damage further. But it's not playing for the arsenal, and Phoenix Flame is a larger hand type of card. I think like the Kodachi version I was running is more of like that slower FaB, but then the Kodachis line up worse with having like a full Phoenix part of the list. So, yeah. All right. Free damage. Free damage. Could have been 7. Could have been 7. All right, could have been 7. It's all right. We already triggered Shuko. Let's deal with it. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. These hands are, they're just so good. It's actually nuts here. Okay, this is a crazy line. If we had Phoenix, an extra Phoenix in Graveyard, this hand is kind of very interesting because we'd be able to rise for the extra Phoenix that we don't necessarily need because we'd still have one in deck, and then play Ronin into into Searing Emberblade into pitch the extra Phoenix for CNC. That would have been interesting. We don't get to go for that line because we don't have the extra Phoenix right now. So in this case, we just don't even need the CNC. It doesn't fit what our turn's going to do. And he's going to play from the back foot for a good next portion of the game here. So I don't really prioritize slinging that at him right now. In fact, I'm probably just going to hold the rise. We'll just do a 2-card hand with FaB of Ronin, Searing, Phoenix, and just hold the rise. Sounds a bit better. Sounds a bit better. Because this card right now is just a 0 for 3, when it could be a 0 for 4 at the right point in the game. And we're not really pressing for other slots in our arsenal. We're really just playing off the top. So by having this, it is the one little synergy piece we can add to when we do draw the rest of the Phoenix package. So a little bit of a combo piece. So we'll go ahead and wait. And just get a 2-card hand for 7 with FaB across 3. This is really good. Arsenal. All right. So it's still just 3 damage on this kind of hand. But it could be worth cycling out just because we don't we already will be getting the Shuko trigger by playing one of the blues out. So we'd rather hold the double strike to spread Shuko value. Be the one thing about playing it out here. So I think it's worth it. Because we don't want to play the double strike on this hand because it's just a 1-card hand for 2. Because we're already getting the Shuko value off these. Off of the Phoenix form plus these. So just, little plays to be damage efficient. Little plays to be damage efficient. That's what it's all about. Arsenal. Okay, so we start with Rise. Get this. The Rising Resentment. For 6 now. I'd recommend just trying the deck at 3 flames just so you can feel the power for this very scenario. Well, I thought he was going to be full boost dash, so that was the one reason I took out the 3rd Phoenix, is because if he was like full boost dash, then they are a deck that's inclined to just, turbo from turn 1, try to leak damage. And having the extra Phoenix would just potentially be, 3 damage I took for free in an aggro matchup. So that was the hedge I made, and then it turns out he's on this version of dash, which is like, just very mid-range. So, yeah, so we'd rather play out the Cinder Skin because it's +1 damage, and we don't need the resource because we have our Phoenix in hand already. And this is what's going to lead to that Shuko trigger I was mentioning, because here we go on a 2, and then this will get the Shuko. And then we hold double strike because no reason to play a entire card just for 2 damage. No reason. We'll wait. We will wait. It also could be an extender if we draw into like a Rupture hand. It could be an extender, obviously for just mass triggers. In fact, this right here is probably going to be a bit awkward for him because he can't Skullcap. He can't Skullcap, so this is going to take a real card or remask. And that could change what we do. It could. It could change what we do. But if he blocks with a card from hand here, then all the better to just Arsenal this, because it's not extending this turn. But we'll see what options are given to us. We will see. Alright, he blocks with the card. So, perfect. We just Arsenal. And what did I say about a Rupture turn? Oh my god, this is just a little gross. And all he does is play an item? Dash, I'm sorry, buddy. This is, this game just ain't for you, is it? It just ain't for you. Alright, so actually, we're incentivized to play the double strike out first. Well, actually, no. That's totally wrong. Because we're already getting Shuko value this turn with Lava Burst plus Phoenix. Disregard the statement. We're not playing double strike again. We wait. We wait. Patience. Patience is a virtue. You are like Papa. You lie. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sandra watches a lot of TikTok. It gets to me. Woman Sant watches a lot of TikTok. Alright, we come in with this boy. Coming in, this is not a turn to really force breakpoints. We had 3 damage attacks. It's just gonna be as it is. Phoenix. He could be, so, okay, interesting. He already blocked here, so he wasn't really concerned about Skullcap. I would have loved if this ate Skullcap, obviously. So then we do have an option. We do have the option. If we really want to eat his hand and threaten Mask again, then we could play at the double strike here. it'll force him to block with Skullcap on the third one, which does nothing actually. Nope, that's wrong. Does nothing. We'll save it. Shuko value, after all. Shuko value. Just come in for 6. Does not threaten mask. And he sinks. And he scores. Not really though. He does probably lose this game. But ooh, another hey, look at this card, guys. I think that's the good card. Pretty funny. I mean, we just banished Belittle on this kind of hand. Right? Pretty sure. We don't really need the Belittle, right? Pretty sure. Like how this hand works. Like the +1 is insane. So this is another thing we waited on with Double Strike. Double Strike now is a 0 for 4, or basically a 0 for 5, because it's going to give us the Shuko trigger. That is so good. That is so insanely good. I mean, we take his damage, whatever, but we're at a point now where we're presenting lethal next turn like 1000%. And then we just trickle and kill him from here on out. So I appreciate the damage you're throwing my way, Dash. Thank you. But it ain't gonna be enough. Hate to tell you. Hate to tell you. Buff, banish, get rid of Belittle. Okay, well, we get to basically play this Belittle for free because we can Ash, grab the Phoenix, Belittle, reveal Phoenix, go for the extra blue. Yeah, I honestly don't know what that really does for us. But you know, it's damage, so we're gonna play it. It is damage. We didn't need it, but it felt good. Uh-huh. 4. Okay, so we want to toss another... We'd rather toss like another breakpoint at him and then something inefficient for him to block. So it would be Blaze, then Phoenix. Oh my god, it's 8. Holy shit. I forgot about that. Oh my god. Hold up. Wait. Rise from the ashes, you dog. That's a lot. Holy moly. Okay, so now we're just gonna reset the chain. Slide in with a nice clean Ember Blade. Build up for our mask again. Warded for patience. This is true. Gets the minnow out of the deck so you don't draw it off mask. That is correct. The one consideration there, that is correct. I mean, the other thing is, like, I wasn't too keen to get the shuffle off because we probably are close to seeing another Spreading Flame or our third Art of War, because all we've seen was one Spreading Flame. So because of that, I was disinclined to shuffle. But you are correct as well, in that drawing Minnow off mask would be terrible. So let's just not do that, shall we? Then we come in with Phoenix. We don't show him the Arsenal card yet. Obviously, we want it to be a surprise, a nice little surprise. And he's probably hoping that it can't threaten mask, but this card alone can threaten mask here, because it's going to go 3 wide. Just so juicy. Yikes, he says in chat. Sorry, yeah. Yep, okay, so there goes his whole hand. So he deals no damage to us. And look at what we did. We put him to 2. And he deals no damage to us on this next turn. And he's out of armor. Seems legit. Seems legit. And there's literally like not a way on Earth that we brick next turn because we still have snaps. And that's about all she wrote. Oh, sounds pretty good, guys. Don't forget FaB ability. There was no FaB ability there because I added the Phoenix with Rise. I only have the one Phoenix right now. Game's been too short. Haven't been able to find my other Phoenixes. I tried. Yeah, so this is over. This is over. Seems fair to just keep drawing this way. Seems really fair. No lie. So we continue to show him what he knows, I guess. Well, no. We can just do it this way. What am I saying? We want a CNC. Yeah, we just get free damage this way. We don't get to swing Emberblade, but it's, 3 more damage to play it this way. And he's at 2. Now we go Phoenix, and then we get a free Phoenix, and then we CNC. What did I say about CNC? I was like, man, this is like Mega Mind. This is how we do it. This is the line we have to take. We must add CNC to the deck. And then, when he's been waiting with his defense reaction and arsenal to try to get a clean block off, we just end the game. We did it. We did it. GG's. Wow. Jesus Christ. Alright, this deck's pretty hot. It is... I don't really play, like, hard aggro. I like my more mid-rangey aggro. Obviously, Levia. Even like the Kodachi FaB. Holy shit, though. Playing, like, hard aggro is fun. This is pretty fun. Yeah, so, I guess we'll play another one. That was so short. We'll mark it competitive just so I don't find that Azalea again. Glad to see you are enjoying the deck. Ooh, Dromai, free win. Hi. Alright, this will be great. Talk about free matchups. This is one of them. This is one of them. Why are we at 61 base? I mean, we're taking the CNCs in. What don't we need? We have a lot of agency to just blow their face in, but we want to be like super card efficient about it. So I don't think the Easter eggs are really worth it. And beyond that, we can cut... we can cut... honestly, nothing. I think I'm fine to just run it like this. Every card's probably pretty tasty. And we're going to trim the deck down as well. Yeah, I don't know. We'll run it at this amount of cards. There's the chance he like takes it a bit long. So we'll obviously go second as well. We want to be the aggressor. Aggress. Clear dragons. Put pressure on. Matchup should be pretty easy, so we don't want to mess it up. And going second is rewarded with the CNC. We like that. Not a very aggro hand otherwise. Alright, he comes in for 1. If we block with Salt, and then even if we draw another red, that's still just like our CNC turn. But with the hand the way it is currently, we can at least like rise for 3 damage, and then CNC, Arsenal at mounting. Just to make it a 9 damage CNC hand. It's pretty good. I don't think I'm inclined to block the 1 damage. No red minnows because they break the chain, and that's very counterintuitive to what you want in the FaB deck. And there's just a better card for a 0 for 3, which is the Rise from the Ashes. This one just has more synergy, so when you're making slots for like a buff card, yes, you can't tutor this one, but it is just a lot better. It is very good. And the Belittle package is actually mostly there for Icelander. It just slots in pretty well regardless, but the Belittle package is mostly for Icelander, for you to pull out the extra resources to play through the big turns. So this is fine. Like, it's losing value on the Rising, but it turns our CNC into a 9 damage hand with preserving Arsenal. And this is great because he doesn't... I don't think he expects the CNC. I probably wouldn't. So he chumped a block here, expecting the chain to probably go long, and just thought, oh, this covers 3 perfectly, so we'll just do that. But here we go, with a little bit of a punish, because he blocked with the card he wanted to block with. Right here. So there we go, we say goodbye to a Burn Them All and a Dragon. Fine with me. Fine with me. Arsenal. Nice. He plays a Yendurai. Okay. That's fine. Yeah, we take 3. That little dragon does the endurance counter, it prevents the hit. Prevent. Okay, so mask won't be as easy to trigger on that dude as I was hoping. That's fine. That is fine. We have enough pressure regardless. The extra blue here is quite good because there's more things to pay into than normal with the mounting plus sword. So we don't mind. We'll take the extra resources. Why not? Thank you. All right, he takes 3. This is where I miss Gadachi's, though. It would have been so nice to just knock endurance off, and then anytime he takes 1, turn on the dragon and just draw off mask. That'd have been nice. That's all right. Oh, I guess interesting. I could have thrown mounting at Yendurai. It does hit because it's 4 and triggers the hit effect. But then I don't have like a tiny attack to just throw in and kill Yendurai next. I think I'm still fine with that going face. He's being inefficient about the footsteps. Pitching a blue. I guess he's going to try to Silken. It's fine. The Phoenix isn't going to have Shuko value this turn, so I'll just use it to knock off the Yendurai counter, probably. 1 damage at that is more important. And then that'll just set us up for using it for mask next turn. Well, I don't know. I don't need the resources, right? So I actually can pay into the Phoenix now to ping it off. And then send Searing into the Yendurai. And then make him block this next card. That doesn't sound awful either. Oh, never mind. It's only been 1. Never mind. It's only been 1 Draconic Link so far. I couldn't afford all of that. That's all right. That's all right. All right, so I mean, in this case, we just throw it all face and still demand a block because these are going to go face, and they are 3 damage apiece. So we take at least 1 more card, or he gives us mask, or gives us yeah, our mask trigger. Here we go. Rising. So this is where we demand the card. And I guess if he... Okay, we take another Yendurai, and we just saw him pitch a Yendurai last turn. And we're making him be inefficient with the passing Mirage, because he was Silken forming, I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, where did that other resource go? Right? Didn't he Silken form? Otherwise, he should have 2 floating. I don't quite know. I don't see it in the chat, but it would make sense if he Silken formed. And now we just ping the counter, and we set up mask for next turn. So this gets thrown. Just to make sure, it is only 1 because there was no other Shuko trigger. Yep. So we only waste 1 damage. We don't mind. And there we go. We demanded cards anyway in the previous links, so mask wasn't going to be threatened anyway. Seems good. Seems good. Oh, well, this hand is actually a bit of a brick. A bit of a brick. I guess that's not entirely true, because we can throw this at Yendurai, give it a draw with Ancestral, and kill it, and then it gains go again because it hits. Okay, well, it's not a total brick. We'll let that happen. We will let that happen. Shuko also goes through Yandere Prevention. Oh, so if it's Shuko'd on a 3 damage attack, it just straight dies. That's new. That is very new. Ooh, Rob M. Keep up the good work, Ethan. I'll continue to play Levia. Even so, I get smashed by some awesome players like Christian Hawk every 2 weeks. Getting smashed by good players at least gains you a little bit of respect, right? Because those games probably were at least somewhat close. Some of them have to be. Some of them have to be. Levia can just have those games. And the more we instill respect into these great players, the more they will eventually maybe try Levia. That gets us closer to a Levia mirror match at Worlds one day, which is the ultimate goal. What does... You got Phoenix Flame for 3 to start your chain. Yeah, you're right. I do need to start the chain that way. I do have to do that. Because I want the rupture. I want the rupture. I do. I do believe in dragons. I do. Not Yandere, though. That one can go. Thank you so much, Rob. Where are you based from? I don't recognize the name Christian either. It's probably a big name, though. I apologize. And this is going to go at Yandere. And... Oh! Wait a second. We don't love this. Wait, we don't love this, actually. I wanted the cycle, but you know, we have Tunic, so we could Tunic pitch for Searing Rupture. Yes, that sounds really bad. Sounds really unfortunate. It was probably not right to attack in this order then. This is unique. This is a unique situation. You know what? I'm gonna just kind of let it happen like this. I'm gonna let it happen like this, and we're just gonna play it this way. It's not lovely. It's definitely not lovely, but we'll take a hiccup turn. We'll let it happen. We will let the hiccup occur. It's not game losing like it is with Levia, is it? Any ideas or hopes for the new Levia support? Yes, in a previous stream, we yeah, there's only one Phoenix. Only one Phoenix so far. We run 3, and we run 3 of the ones that find it, and already we've seen 2 rise from the ashes, so there goes that synergy. Whoosh, out the window. Little unique situation here. Any ideas on the new Levia support? There was a previous stream where we went over some ideas for Levia. Oh, nice. Okay. That's inefficient. That's allowed. We'll just come in for 5. You could have blocked this with sync, buddy. This probably feels a little bad. Figure he should have just held the sync then. Like, what else is he expecting to end the chain there? Like, obviously we stretched a bit to try to get it to 4 links. So I don't think that was the right read by him. It's alright. It's alright. This hand is nothing too special. But it kills Dromai, so... C'est la vie. Actually, yeah, this is... Okay, actually it's fine, because this lets us kill Dromai, basically, even though it's a blue. It's what's going to turn on Shuko, and let us just kill Dromai. So we're fine with that. Yeah, previous stream, we were talking about some Levia stuff, like hopes and dreams. And on Twitter, this, yeah, on Twitter, here it is. We did talk about this card, so you can feel free to pause that and read it over if you want, but that was like a whole discussion at some point that we had. Okay, that's a good attack by him, and he's going to have an extra action point to even swing Ashwing. But then I think that like basically guarantees we get our Mass Trigger off, because there's going to be an Ashwing. This to kill Phoenix will kill the Dromai. So anytime like the first attack hits, we just go for the mass kill. I think it's fine. Yep. Alright, we'll take it. You're dealing little bits of damage, but we're going to draw a card off of it. And we have plenty of avenues to try to get him to not block. So like exactly here. Get out of here, cat. Goodbye. Like it. Okay, we don't need to banish anything. So yeah, sure enough, now we go on Ashwing. We kill the Ashwing. Phoenix is going to cost 1 because these are both Draconics. And we have the blue to pay for that. Here we go. This gets Shukoed. We kill Dromai and we draw a card. And it's a Snatch. Holy shit. Wow, that is good. That is good. Well, we really like how that draw worked out. Everything happened exactly as we dreamed of. We're still threatening an additional draw by throwing face. Additional draw. Feels good. So there's a situation there where I just think he shouldn't transform the Ashwing. He's going to be playing off the back foot a lot in this matchup, so just generating the Ash off Dust Up alone is probably good enough. He just doesn't need Ashwing there. It's 1 extra damage, but it just gave us 4 damage. Right? We spent 3 damage to clear his board, and we're gifted 4 damage. Right, he fates. It's fine. It is allowed. This hand... This hand wishes it had a popper. Necria is a pretty darn good one to pop. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. This hand also wishes it had a blue. But regardless, we can still play. We can still play through most of it. I wonder if it's worth actually attacking Necria. We have to deal 5 damage to it, which is a lot. Or no, we have to deal 5. Yeah, we do have to deal 5 damage to it. Or we deal 3 and then 2. Right? 3 and then 2. How it works. Which is possible, because we'll get the Shukoed Flame Call Awakening. Then we'll draw a card to reset Arsenal. Is that alright? Is Necria worth killing? We sink a whole 5 damage. End up drawing a new card. I don't know if it's worth that. I don't know. Obviously, Tunic would be amazing on this turn, because we'd just Art of War, pump this to 5. We could throw that at Necria. That's like one of the dragons that's sticky and always just a free 0 for 4. So if there's like a dragon that's going to equalize the trade, it would be that one. It swings for quite a bit. We'll just lead with this. Swing here. Yeah, 1 instance of 5 or 2 instances that equal 4. Yep. That is how it works out. Obviously, I'd prefer to kill it in 5, because then they'd only get 1 more Ash. It's not quite how this turn's damage is going to work. Here. Alright, well, if he doesn't block this, then we do get the mass trigger off of throwing these at Necria. Because we can just go... Because this one won't have the Shuko yet, so we could just throw both of these at Necria. It'll be 3-1. And that does kill it. But nope, he's not going to let that happen. That's unfortunate. Then what that does do is force him to block this one, because then the Phoenix Flame we get from here would threaten Mask. I think Necria is too big a deal to ignore. I would rather kill it. It's unfortunate we're not going to get the draw trigger though. There it goes. We add this, we throw 2 face. So either give me a card or an equipment. Give me a card or an equipment. Gives me equipment. I'll allow it. Okay. Not a great turn. Not a great turn. This hand's alright. This hand does damage. Nothing amazing. But him playing a dragon means, once again, we can try to cheese with Mask if he doesn't block things. There we go. Taking damage. Alright, so we have to lead with Brand. It's the first thing that has to happen. We don't want to kill the dragon yet. We'd rather kill the dragon with Lava Vein, ideally. He blocks with Vincerikai. That's fine. That's actually one of the ones I don't want him to play against me. On the right hands... Well, no, because I can always kill it. Never mind. In 5... Never mind. It'd be fine. If he plays that one, it's fine. Okay. So we could also just Searing the Azalea now. We could. Or just play it this way. I'd rather like prioritize that being the mass trigger. So we'll go for Blaze at face. And then Searing at face. And if he doesn't block the Searing, Lava Vein can kill Azalea. Nope. Already out the window. Well, no, we have one more shot to do it. We have one more shot to do it. I guess what he doesn't know is that we have a 3 power. So he could think here that we're just going to ignore the Azalea, go face. So he disrespects these last 2 swings of Emberblade plus Phoenix. Could think that. Yeah, Vin can make your block 2s look awkward. Yeah, that's more so what it is. Sometimes you don't get that hand where you get to just cleanly block and still have like your 2 cards back into Dromai. Being able to have the 2 cards back into Dromai is really strong, obviously. But no, the block 2s can get ugly. All right. And here goes Lava Vein at Azalea. So he played around everything we tried to do to make Mass trigger that turn. But he also blocked a lot to do that, to protect that dragon. Oh, this hand's good. I'll take this. I'll allow this. So that's either 0-cost dragon or arsenal. Okay, it's his arsenal. So the best way to turn this hand into damage is to just do the Spreading Flames thing. Doesn't feel great beyond that, but we just want damage this turn because he just didn't really do anything. So we don't really need to worry about board state. We just throw damage face. And all right, that one hit. So now we get Shuko value this turn plus Spreading Flames value by playing out a blue. Doesn't feel too bad, does it? I always lean the wrong way. I think I'm supposed to. If I lean that way, I'm out of frame. I'm supposed to just stay here. All right, use his crown. I'm fine with this as well. I mean, he had a lot of opportunities to just block the mass trigger this turn. I don't think he really needed to use crown, but I guess he didn't like his arsenal, so I'll take that. He didn't like his card. We like it when it works out that way. Oh, actually, there's an option here. Hold on, sorry. We're gonna undo that. There's an option here. Sorry, one sec. There's an option here in... We do pay for the Phoenix Flame now to get the Shuko value to push more damage on these. He just used this to block So he won't be able to cleanly block the Phoenix coming in for 3 right now. Oh, well, it's 3, so he could. But then that extends these into getting the Spreading Flames buff. And I think that's worth it. I think that is worth it. We're going to go here first. It's because like Tunic doesn't really fit into a particular cost curve. It's just because you don't need Flame Scale. So to use it here, we're using the Tunic to push an extra 2 damage. That is worth it. It is worth it. Yep, because now the Searing gets the buff. We extend. And now we're threatening breakpoints on these next 2 mass trigger hits. Because this was the hit that... This is the hit you should have blocked, honestly, because they're just coming in for 3. These ones are a lot tougher for him to block through. So he says no blocks. And now we come in for 4. And this is either going to demand 2 cards, or Flame Scale plus a card, or another Defense React. Right now we've seen all 3 Fates, and we've seen a Sync. Okay. So we take Flame Scale. That's fine, because he's actually running a little bit low on Ash. So to take the Flame Scale now is going to negate his ability to generate too much value there. This hand sucks. Ooh, so we are glad we got our Tunic value, but he is going to hit Mask, right? I think he always just hits Mask here. Always hits Mask here. Unless, let's see. No, he did hit Invoke Kyloria, Invoke Dominia. Ooh, that is terrifying. Because now we know a Dominia is coming. So he's going to have 2 back-to-back really scary turns. And of course, we have to kill Tomultai. So we'll end up sinking like a lot of damage to kill this guy. That is very unfortunate. We don't love it. Take 5. And there goes Mask right into the big dragon that we would have loved to draw off of. Okay. So we want to send the hardest cards to block at him. We want to be clean about killing Tomultai. So Tomultai should just be this plus the Shukod brand. Or I guess the weapon plus the Shukod brand. We'll send this face. We can hold one of the brands in Arsenal. Oh my god, he blocked with Dominia. Wow, so he doesn't have a blue with his hand. Holy shit. That is so big for us. I think the game would have just disappeared if he's able to eat 5 damage here on Tomultai. And follow up with Dominia. Holy moly, that's so big. I mean, we knew his other draw was another red, so the other 2 cards we didn't know, one of them would have to be a blue, and it looks like they weren't it. That was pretty juicy. Yep, and then we can just go this Phoenix Flame at face, because it's not Shukod. Then we take this one back, it's Shukod, and we kill Tomultai, and we can just Arsenal brand, spread Shukod value. And hopefully draw into a Spreading Flames, I guess. Which we didn't do. Alright, so his other card that he had, oh, the log's gone. I think it was Invoke Kyloria was the other card that was revealed. So that is coming up next. I do declare. This Brandon Arsenal sucks, but it can at least help us clear up some dragons. Yep, there's the Kyloria. Cool. Interesting. He didn't value trying to sink that turn to find a blue for Dominia. That's interesting. Yeah, so we don't want to let that hit. I'm not sure I really care about Tunic anymore. So it could just be Soul Bead Tunic. We just block that. Then we get to ping his dragons, send 4 face, Arsenal mounting. Is that okay? Yeah, I mean, we have all 3 Art of Wars still, so like I really don't want to block with Tunic. That's the issue. Like, I just really don't want to block with Tunic because the Ardors coming up are going to be really massive. So I think that means if we keep at least these, right, that clears the dragons that are on board, and we'll get to throw 4 face. So we don't care about these in particular. We don't care about those, because we can either throw the Blaze Headlong face or just arsenal it. He pitched a sink, so 4 is likely to push at least 1 next turn. I don't like it, but that'll just be how it is. Is Kadachi Fi over for you? Well, that's why we're trying like pure aggro and just seeing how it is. And so far it's pretty fun, not gonna lie. Pretty fun. I'm surprised with the difficulty I'm having in this matchup though. The Kadachi Fi just steamrolls. Steamrolls Dromai. This one's a bit more interesting because you have to throw like more real cards into killing dragons than Kadachi Fi does. Dromai. Jesus Christ. Alright. Now the question becomes though, if I blaze, I still get a Phoenix and Arsenal because I played Cinder here. Where'd Cinder go? Cinder was here, so that's 1 Draconic, 2 Draconic. This will be 3 Draconic, and I can just Arsenal Phoenix. So that's better. We do that. We could hold it in Arsenal, but if we're really playing for like the big Art of War, then a Phoenix and Arsenal plus the Phoenix will probably add is, you know, that's still good value. And like we said, he just pitched a sink, so he's out of fates. He's out of fates. He played 1 sink, pitched 1 sink, so yeah, this damage was likely to leak. So we're happy with that. And now we get to Arsenal. Okay, and there's the Art of War. Shit. Okay, well, that's not good. That is not good at all. There goes our plan of the Art of War being good this turn. Yikes. Where's the last popper? We have 1 more popper, and it would be such a good way to buy back tempo. But where is it? I don't see it. Oh, that's annoying. That is annoying. Well, I mean, we obviously block with these. We're not going to let that hit effect go through, and then we still get to Phoenix, Swing, Ember, Phoenix, Arsenal, Art of War. I mean, it's okay. We waste 1 damage because this Phoenix is going to be 0. So the Shukoed Phoenix is going to go into Vincerikai, and that sucks. So here comes this. For 0. And then here comes this. For 3. I mean, we are fortunate we had so many 3 blocks to work around that. That was lucky. That was lucky. He blocks with a card. It's a blue. Makes sense. Doesn't really tell us much. We get this boy back. Unfortunately, this boy wastes a damage at Vincerikai. Ooh, please let me keep some semblance of this hand. All right, well, it's the kind of card we don't mind just straight blocking. He pitched a Necria, so he doesn't have a blue. I mean, he had the blue, actually. He did have the blue. He blocked with it. So that tells me... And he's playing this out, so this is probably red-red. It's probably 1 more hit effect dragon. It could be like Kyloria. Kyloria would be very annoying, be pretty punishing. I think this is... I think we probably block with Shuko this turn. These are going to get value somewhere. But if it is Kyloria as the last attack, I would rather, you know, hold the Shuko. And block there. Yeah. This is rough. This is rough. Problem with letting this hit now, though, is that could be Azalea. Right? It could still be Azalea. I've only seen one. Pretty sure. Yep. And then it's going to be 1/2 Arcane, and I'm locked at 1 without a popper to then, you know, have to block here, have to block here. I think we will lose just because it is going to cover the full value. We'll block here. Here comes an Ashwing. We're not going to block the Ashwing. And it's another Necria. It's another Necria. Damn, this would be such a perfect turn to have CNC in hand. We have the one last popper in the deck, and we don't see it. Okay, well, if we really, you know, want to win, all we can really do is block with Shuko, try to pop off with this turn, and just threaten the living daylights out of him. And that gives us, you know, one more chance to win, because he can't just, you know, 0 cards in hand, play Azalea in the game next turn, because he's out of Ash. Oh no, he'd have 1 Ash, because we were talking about letting Necria hit. Oof. It's very likely he sees Azalea next hand. It's very likely. Huh. The opponent could have had double Necria by taking 3. Yeah, that's why it looks so weird. Like, he blocked with the blue and then pitched Necria to start. Well, no, it's because he was out of Ash. He had to pitch a red, or he couldn't summon even the 1 dragon. That is why he had to do that. Oh, no, but he didn't have to transform the Ashwing. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, he didn't have to transform the Ashwing. He could have just made the Ash with Billowing and then use that for double Necria. I mean, that would have been game on lock. Now the question becomes, I think I just have to risk it. I think I have to. I have to. It's very upsetting because I'm just going to die to his top deck Azalea. Burn them all. That just is what it is. It is what it is. There's no way I can force all cards out of hand. I guess the other option is I can just block with Tunic then. Go to 1. Because Art of War can still, you know, I can still just pay with the blue, vanish. I don't necessarily need this Tunic. But what the Tunic allows is the 2 floating to go to Searing, the Art of War off Tunic, the 1 here on the last blue. Alright, whatever. We're going to just do it this way. And just hope he doesn't have Azalea in this next hand. It's got to be it. Alright, Tunic. Art of War. Buff, banish. Here. Well, it's a Snap's turn. I mean, really can't hate on this. I can't hate on it. We don't get great value out of Spreading Flames. But if there was a turn that can like really blow this game out the water, it would be this turn. We can even send Snatch at Necria to kill it. Snaps. Well, actually, no. We can't send it at Necria. That's too greedy. Because we have to take the cards out of his hand. Then draw the popper next turn. Pop his dragon, and then we like can pretend we win. Yeah. Can't throw it at Necria. Gotta be here. Alright, we still have to snaps. We rupture his face. It is technically lethal. So that's good. He can't actually keep... This is actually quite big. Oh my god. We did it. We did it. We did the thing. And now we get to keep Phoenix Flame in Arsenal for next turn. So we really need to draw the popper. For the love of God, let me draw my last CNC in this next hand. I would love that. We did it. We did it. We did it. If there's a world where we win, it's this timeline. It is this timeline. Holy shit. Woo! Alright, we just need to make sure we kill the Ashwing next turn. We need to make sure we kill the Ashwing this turn so that he can't keep... so he has to keep at least one card for the Ash. As long as we can pull that off. As long as we can pull that off. Oh, actually, I didn't even notice this hand doesn't really work. I did not notice that. Well, this is sad now. This is really sad. Wait, isn't this hand just awful? It would be Belittle, Pitch, Minnow, Phoenix, Searing, Pitch, Minnow, Phoenix, Salt. That does work, but it's not great. It does work, but it's not great. No, I couldn't Lava Burst first because I didn't have Rupture. Because it was only Spreading Flames, Searing were the only two attacks. So Rupture needs to be the fourth attack, which is why I had to do it that way. I had to Snatch, and then Snaps the Snatch to make the Lava Burst Rupture. It's the only way to do it. Don't worry, I'm not that dumb. I think it really is the Belittle play. But still, one card in hand kills me, so how much damage do I threaten? I go Belittle 3, Phoenix 0, god that sucks. Searing 3, Phoenix, Kill, Salt 3. So he does get to keep a card with that line. Sorry, thinking. But the other line is just Belittle here. No search, Blaze. That's 3 at him, 4 at him. Phoenix for 1 kills. We pay 1. Phoenix goes to him for 2. That is better. So we don't get the minnow off. But it is better. Yeah, if it would have worked the other way on that last turn, I mean, the game would just be over. But it did not work that way. That was the issue. Now, the problem is this line is not great. A zero-cost dragon still wins him the game. And he could easily have another Azalea, he could easily have a Dromai. And we also have to do damage control and kill the Ashwing. So there's a lot of hoping and praying going on with what's in his hand right now. It's 3-4-1-1. Oh, 1-1. Yeah, no Shuko. Shuko's gone. True. Always just assume Shuko now. Yeah, but this is the issue. Like, we have to kill the Ashwing. I think this one's over. Because this attack won't threaten lethal. So he can keep 2 cards, so now his out is a 1 cost or a 0 cost dragon. So it's most likely over. Most likely over. Yep. Should be. Literally any 2-card dragon hand will do it. Here we go. Show me dragon. And it's Azalea anyway. Yep. GG's. Well, we made it as tight as we could. GG's. Wow. I'm a little surprised. He didn't even get like an early Tomotai. That was like a pretty mid-game Tomotai. And I don't think he played the Dust Up right either, because he gave me a free mask on that turn. Interesting. Yeah. I guess that's the difference. Kodachify like absolutely rolls that, because you don't waste real cards into the dragons. You just send like Kodachi, whatchamacallit, Phoenix Flame pretty much cleans up everything. But the difference here is I have to sink probably like 2 or 3 more real cards a game into killing dragons. That's like the minor difference in this. Interesting. It's not Kodachi. Kodachi eats dragons. Yeah. That's what we're realizing. 2 poppers felt pretty okay though. That start, the other thing that was really weird about that game was we saw both Rise from the Ashes super early when we didn't have any Phoenixes found yet, and we were even at 3 Phoenix with triple Flame Call. That was just weird. We didn't see things in that order. That obviously would have helped. We only saw the 1 Flame Call, and then we just naturally drew the other Phoenixes, or the other Phoenix. So it's a weird sequence, for sure. But even so, I'm very surprised, like in the difference of feel between Kodachi and Ember versus Dromai. Cool game though. Cool game. And that'll be it. We are 10 minutes over. But those were some 4 fun games. Playing new FaB, playing new Levia, having the worst game ever versus an already bad matchup against Viserai. That was a great one. And then last night, Ryan, I didn't say it was unwinnable. That was Sam. Sam said it was 99-1 for FaB to win. And I was also speaking from the perspective of Kodachi FaB, which I would still agree Kodachi FaB is nigh unwinnable. Because you straight trigger mask like every turn. It's because you have the more chain links to throw at them with the Kodachis. Ember is not getting the mask every turn unless the Dromai doesn't block well. So it's different. Yeah. All right. Well, that was the stream. Very cool. Very cool. Thanks for tuning in. It was fun. We've got one more stream this week, and then it's off for a bit. And hopefully some Clash announcements over the weekend. And then more next week into Nationals. Should be solid. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I will see you.